You are now listening to Nerd Rage Radio with Bobby Skullface and Adam Russman. This podcast is intended for mature audiences only and may not fit with your sensitive sensibilities. You may be a victim of meaningless outrage, or you may, in fact, be a big ninny pants. If this is the case, please feel free to turn it off now. This is no country for ninny McNinny pants. So crack open the Mountain Dew. Make sure the cheese doodles are super fresh. We're in your mother's basement. It's Nerd Rage Radio.
And welcome to episode 209 of Nerd Rage Radio with your host, who's back?
Back like cook crack.
Adam Russman. Thank you all. Had a little break. Had to get away from this fucking nerd cave for a little bit. No, It's been busy as fuck. Twice as busy as Chris. Chris doesn't even know what busy is. All right?
I mean, he couldn't even be here, though.
Doesn't know.
He doesn't even have time to watch TV at someone else's house, only at his own. So,
and of course, that is Bobby Skullface and Mr. Joe KW.
What up?
And we have Mr. Caleb Wesson back from CK Studios joining us today. Caleb just had an awesome class at the Russman Residence for the last 2 days. And then the rest of the week, we just painted Chris's shit for Nova. But Caleb, welcome. Thanks for coming.
How you guys doing?
We're doing all right. So I've been out in the mix for a while, so I guess I should just start on Nerd Weeks. But before we do, Caleb, can you tell us a little bit about CK Studios? Because it's all your fault, the airbrush, in regards to what I've been doing in the $10,000 worth of models I've painted in the last 2 years. So why don't you go ahead and apologize to me, and then tell me about your company.
You're going to blame all that on me, huh?
Absolutely.
I think you were started well before I got there.
Guilty.
Yeah, so CK Studios, I'm one of two artists that work. In fact, your class was our first one about 3 years ago.
We popped his cherry. No big deal. Someone brag about it, not me.
Yeah, we started doing this traveling class, teaching airbrushing classes. Mm-hmm. Since we've worked with you guys, we've kind of blown up. We've traveled all over the U.S., Canada, Europe, been Denmark, England, Germany. Yeah, it's been crazy. It's been a wild ride. So it's fun to come back. It's fun to be back and kind of close the circle a little bit on this.
I'll tell you one thing that I've really liked about the class here is like learning some of the art theory stuff, because I'm a fucking idiot when it comes to all that color theory and stuff. I finally kind of understand that wheel. I don't really.
It's fine. You just do black, bro.
Yeah.
When in doubt, black it out.
Yeah, that's too much. Black ink is, and like using the inks and the airbrush has been a big thing. But it was a good class. Chris came as well, old dumbass Chris.
Oh yeah.
Didn't paint a shit. Didn't paint anything.
Time well spent then.
It was your first student that's ever come to a class and not actually painted anything.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever had that before.
Never even put paint in the airbrush.
Wow. My airbrush is fucking up.
Is
Speaking
it?
of which, yeah, I think I got to take it apart and clean it.
You haven't done that yet at all?
No, he told me I didn't have to. Chris told me I did have to, and I was scared.
You have to strip it. Yeah.
Okay, so that's what I got to do.
It's probably built up in
Well, let's ask the master. What do you think?
Well, yeah, you're gonna have to clean it a little bit.
I mean, well, after every use, I run water through it for a long time, and I wipe out the center, and then I fill it with water and empty it, like spray it out.
Yeah. Do you ever use
little isopropyl alcohol in there will break everything loose.
Okay.
Very rarely you need to take everything else and gut it apart unless you. But we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
I did learn that's the biggest thing is like pulling the needle out and like getting paint in the back end. That fucks it all up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Once you cross that bridge.
Well, sometimes I've had to pull the needle out just to get fucking paint to flow through it.
Yeah, maybe. You might need to.
You need to.
Yeah, you might need to take it
You need to
apart.
pipette that thing, probably.
Pipehead, what?
Whoa. Hey, you.
So I guess we're going to jump into Nerd Weeks, which I've had a plethora of Nerd Weeks. So first off, Titans. I heard you guys wanted to hear about it on DC channel, Titans.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Okay.
It's awesome for that 16-year-old boy or that 15-year-old boy that is allowed to watch R-rated shit, and you watch it and it's everything you hoped it to be.
Okay.
One thing I can say positive about, I mean, it's episodic, but it does have its arcs. You know, it is a very much an origin for the first season. It had a pretty decent cliffhanger. We'll see what happens with it. I'm actually excited about season 2. It's a little on the nose for like its choice for grittiness. I mean,
but I get that.
It's brutal as fuck. It is.
This ain't your daddy's superheroes.
It's not. It's 300 brutal. It's 300.
Okay.
Brutal. Like there's points in time when Dick Grayson is beating people and people that he's protecting, watching him beat somebody are like put off. They're like sickened by it.
Does Teen Titans need to be that?
I don't think so. But this isn't Teen Titans.
Okay.
So this is in this world. Dick Grayson's left Batman. He's left Robin. and he's working in Chicago as a police officer. And the funny thing is like everybody talks about Gotham, and like you get to see Gotham at one point, and it's like fucking a third world country. It's actually
really?
It's kind of cool how bad it is.
Wow.
And like even when he goes back to Gotham, he's like, "Hey, no, I get blah blah blah." It's like I don't go past 7th Street.
Right.
You know, I don't go into downtown or whatever. And even the Chicago PD in Chicago is kind of a rough and tough place. You know, their detective, he's like, and somebody's like, "Yeah, he came from Gotham." I'm like, God damn it, really?
Yeah,
so that's
cool.
kind of tight.
That's cool.
So he's so basically he kind of jumps back into the Robin mantle because he sees there's a guy that got away that's like beating his daughter. He beats the fuck out of him and his whole crew. And then you introduce Raven, which is a pretty cool story what they're doing for her. Introduce Hawk and Dove, which is actually fucking. At first, I'm like, this is goofy as fuck, but their costumes are pretty. They're pretty legit. They're very. The whole thing's kind of shot like Watchmen was shot. It's very Zack Snyder-esque, right? So it's not terrible, but like you see a little Hawk and Dove, and then you get into what happened with Hawk and Dove, like how they got together. It's fucking awesome. It's fucking It's dark. It's dark as fuck.
All right.
So basically, I don't know. Spoils. You're never gonna watch it.
I would like to. I just don't know when I'd have the opportunity. But
Yeah.
maybe when they offer this HBO.
I think it's only 10 episodes.
That's cool too.
Yeah. So it's not as realistic as the Netflix stuff, but so imagine a place between like Netflix and Watchmen. It's kind of in that pocket.
Okay.
Like Daredevil and Watchmen. But not as, and there's some, supernatural elements. Starfire is fucking awesome. She is sexy as fuck.
Well, that's
I
cool.
love her character design. Like the photographs that you saw early on don't do her justice. They did her very well.
Nice.
Beast Boy was interested. They introduced Doom Patrol, which I still haven't finished. That was just too wild for me. I did finish Swamp Thing as well, which I think I talked about.
Yeah,
last
you
time I was
did.
here.
It was great.
It was good. Also got Endgame, of course. I've watched it like twice already. I fucking love it. I want to watch the commentary next.
It doesn't have one.
It does.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
It doesn't say it on the box. Because I've been looking.
You just assume you know that the commentary is on there.
I thought I read. I can tell you right now because I had the digital download as well. I thought I read where there's a director's commentary. Maybe it's only on the digital download.
That would be weird. Possible. Anything's possible, but weird.
So I remember scrolling through it. I thought I saw one, but I might be mistaken. Maybe I'm thinking about something else. And
because they did one for Infinity War, and I was kind of bummed that I didn't see one. But I haven't opened. I bought it as well, but I haven't opened
play
it.
movie with commentary, audio commentary.
Huh?
Yeah.
Oh, that might be some digital shit because that's not a normal commentary if they're fucking sitting around the table.
Yeah. I don't know. I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, or maybe they just didn't market it. But I can bring the box down. It doesn't say it anywhere.
3 hours.
There.
Yeah, 3 hours, 1 minute. It's a commentary. So I'll be watching this in the near future. In other news, we had the airbrush class, which was awesome. I started doing some Imperial Fist, but I also got a couple gifts from the guys that came. So shout out to Chuck a Duck Painting. He saw that I was a big Back to the Future fan and brought me. He works for Pepsi. Brought me a Pepsi Perfect from Back to the Future.
Nice.
Fucking awesome. And he also made me a 3D printed plasma gun.
Nice.
That shit looks. I mean, it looks cool for what but it makes you think like, man, that shit looks dumb. You know what I mean? Like in real world,
yeah.
Like in a miniature,
it's
fine.
It's size for a power,
right? But it's just like, oh my god, this is goofy as fuck.
Yeah, it's size for a. I'm gonna weather it though.
I want to see what some of them would look like now. I'm
Bolt
like,
guns look weird as fuck.
see, that's another one where I feel like whenever I see like the life size
Do you remember
Space
the bolt
Marines,
gun
I'm
that?
like,
Do you remember the bolt gun that I made out of that one toy gun?
Mm-mm.
It was years ago, but it was fucking tight. It was before cosplay was a thing. And also, somebody gave me a 3D printed Batman statue. That's just the cod piece, the most important piece.
oh, okay, I got you. I was
say,
having a
what
hard
is it?
time making sense.
So
of it.
I got to clean it up and sand it and everything. But it's pretty fucking tight.
It's a lot of sanding for the 3D.
It's a lot of sanding, but it's cool, man.
Yeah, for sure.
And then of course I got Nova this week. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I'll be in Northern Virginia. Just getting a hotel room, hanging out with the boys, gonna play some games.
Which is not the
go to
TV
paint.
show.
I did finish that too, which is great.
My dad's a big fan.
Is he? My wife's a big fan
Of Nova?
Oh no, not the boys.
No, I'm saying Nova.
Yeah. Painted several things through the painting class. Finished some of Joe's stuff, which is upstairs, and I want to say that's about it. I'm sure there's some other shit that'll pop in my head. I'll I want to see there's another show that I watched recently. The Boys. What else has come out?
I don't know. I haven't watched
Stranger Things 3. I think I already talked about that.
Yeah, I haven't watched.
Been a busy week at work.
Yeah,
Yeah, we had a pretty significant mopping situation that we stopped somebody from slipping, and that we actually caught them. Stopped. They were in a slip and slip down the stairs and break their neck and kick the mop bucket all over the floor. And
I'm familiar.
And it was a happy accident. And then somebody's walking by and they slipped and they caught them.
We've had some messy floors ourselves.
Yeah, I hear you. So that's
Also, there was an explosion in our hometown recently,
dude. Yeah, man. Yeah,
I just
crazy.
Yeah, I read about
Any
it.
fatalities
No,
happen
no.
at night?
No, Sunday morning. Gas leak.
That's crazy.
It was no, just somebody changing the tire. Got out of hand. But
Yeah. So Joseph, we'll go next. We're going left to right.
I got a gift too from Jose from
did
from Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
No way, Jose.
Shout out to Jose. He was a listener.
Yeah. He hit me up, and I was like, dude, if I, he was like, man, I'd like to swing by, and I was like, dude, if I'd known, I would have orchestrated something with you.
Yeah. I didn't realize that he was a Nerd Rage guy until he came and said, "Hey, I got this for Joe KW," and I was like, "Oh, you know Joe?" He's like, "Yeah, listen to Nerd Rage." Oh, I was like, "Okay."
Yeah,
I thought he was a CK Studios.
I've got
guy
a
that reached
PM
out.
history with him and everything.
Oh shit, didn't know
Yeah, I
that.
didn't know that either.
But anytime we go down to Puerto Rico,
We're covered between him and Lord Shadowkeeper. We're covered.
there you go. It's a crazy name out. Oh.
Yeah, that's just,
Sounds legit.
Family name.
So Joe, how was your nerd week?
Busy working. I've in the last 10 days I've been home for 3 nights. I'm gonna keep it up for a while. But I did watch a lot of shit because I haven't been too tired to do anything. Mostly anime with Krista. Found out she never watched Big Trouble in Little China.
What?
Yeah, that is crazy.
Yeah.
And you watched it without me lending it to you. So
I stream it.
Yeah.
Like if I can't find a legit copy, I just stream. I'm
Yeah.
Chinese pirate, and it's my blood. But yeah,
There's very subtle racism throughout the show. Gail just warning you right now.
subtle, very subtle.
It's very direct.
But it's great. I love it.
Yeah, it's
She loved
fucking
it.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Total Raiden. You see where Raiden came from now.
I mean, that's
Shang
how
Tsung.
that's how it came from. Like I was talking to her about Mortal Kombat, and like, yeah, you know how it's like a lot of it's like knockoff from Big Trouble in Little China. Like when I was a kid, when Mortal Kombat first came out, I thought it was a game of the movie, like Street Fighter, the movie, the game.
Well, I definitely made the connection with Raiden. Like that was when I was like, that's that character.
And Shang Tsung, the old guy that turns young.
It took me a while to get to Shang Tsung. I wasn't just,
So
I
is
had to-
Johnny?
I had to learn the game.
Is Johnny Blaze supposed to be what's his face?
Johnny Blaze is Ghost Rider and also Method Man.
Shit. Shit.
Johnny Cage.
Johnny Cage.
I think he was
Supposed to be Jack.
No,
No.
I think he was.
He's supposed to be Van Damme.
I think he's Van Damme.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
The main Asian guy in Big Trouble in Little China does all the special. Well, Liu Kang does all the special move that he does. He does the flying side
The
kick.
hero.
He does.
Yeah, he does the
See
bicycle
things no
kick.
man can
Oh,
see.
yeah.
Yeah,
Do
I
things
was
no other man can do. That's not,
and he does like the air flip.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta watch that again. I haven't seen it in years.
It's
I
great.
I slowed down that the Liu Kang bicycle kick just to hear it one time. It's crazy.
Does he say anything?
It's in your snippet, yeah.
Oh, I've missed this.
And then from that we just start watching old late 70s, early 80s trash kung fu movie.
Really?
Dude,
Specifically with
the
English.
Five Venoms?
Yes, we just watched fucking Five Venoms.
Greatest kung fu movie ever.
Dude, I mean, that's a head and its tail.
Yeah,
It's
man,
it.
it's-
Yeah, we
was
turn on
an
the
amphibian.
English.
the toad couldn't be hurt.
The toad couldn't be hurt.
The
'cause it was super
scorpion,
tough.
the amphibian, the snake, the cobra,
The centipede.
the centipede,
snake, the rat, the cat, and the
and-
dog, I believe.
Who was the last one? What's the fifth one?
The lizard.
The lizard.
The lizard
No,
can
wait.
walk on walls.
Who's the amphibian then?
The toad.
The lizard, the toad,
The
The
centipede.
snake,
The,
the centipede.
snake. And scorpion.
scorpion. Okay.
No Sub-Zero though.
I saw a guy use scorpion.
Your might.
Dude, fucking English dubs are amazing. That's what make the movie so good.
So any of those in Cantonese?
I think so. I think they're Cantonese movies.
Oh, because they're all made in Hong Kong.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's going on in Hong Kong right now, man?
War. It's fine.
So apparently China did back down on the trade shit Monday. They took it.
Then
They
Well,
woke
this
up.
wasn't even. It's not even the Hong Kong stuff. It's not even about trade. It's about democracy.
Well, but I mean, I know, but there's a lot of pressure from multifaceted pressure.
because
on China right now.
money. Well, when it comes
I
down
love
to
the
mon-
republic. I love democracy.
Kill him.
money speaks more than politics.
All right, so Caleb, you got to in your mind start thinking about your nerd week because you have to participate in this.
Oh, I have to
Yeah,
participate.
Yeah.
and get right up on that mic, man.
And also start thinking about when we close out the show,
Oh yes,
you have to say an adjective and then a part of a body part.
Yes.
So
so I say great tits.
I say flappy labius.
I say tight dick.
All right, I'll have to think on that one.
You can't say bleach asshole.
Yeah, there's
or-
many tainted, but
It's fine.
let's throw the dice on it.
All right.
Another one we watched was Legendary Weapons of China. And like the first scene, a guy makes another guy gouge his eyeballs out, and then another guy rip his own dick off.
Is Trump in that movie?
Does he make people rip their own dicks off?
Wrong.
But yeah, it's fucking all kung fu movies are great. Of course, watch a bunch of anime. Caught up on Doctor Stone, which is interesting.
Attack on Titan. I finished up. I'm up to date on Attack on Titan.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Is it? Wait, is this? It's
Season
not the
3?
last season.
Season
Okay, last
3.
season 5 is coming out. I think at some point.
Where? Oh, really?
Yeah,
All right.
I'm gonna wait till it all comes out to fucking watch it all.
Did you finally learn where the Titans come from? I'm like, I'm
Hopefully.
kind of disappointed. No, you do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I'm kind of like, huh. Okay.
Sometimes the mystery
fine.
is better than
It is.
the answer.
It is.
It's
Yeah.
true.
I'm like, it's fine. It's fine. It's cool.
It's like
Maybe disappointed.
It's like
Maybe
40K
disappointed is a strong word.
or 30K if they tell you where the 2 lost Primarchs are, and they're like, oh, just one fell into
Dude.
a star.
All right.
It's fine.
Alibi. Tonight, we're going to the Games Workshop reveal thing. And hopefully, I'm going to pray to the Horse Heresy gods that we get to see some lion or some.
Primaris?
No. Fuck that.
Oh,
No.
I care about Primaris.
No. Horse Heresy, bro. I want to see a Primarch. You don't want to see the lion, man?
No.
Man,
I feel
fuck
like
you, you're a
I
hater.
feel like he's a major player.
You're a fucking hater.
You got-
dude. You're being a
Okay.
fucking hater.
but I mean,
You're
of
a
that
hater.
story,
I'd rather see him come back in 40K.
And look all
we know he's
stupid.
alive.
Look all stupid like
of
this.
that story though, he's important.
He's very
He's important.
Yeah.
No, I
Very
like the
important.
stories and stuff, but like I don't collect those miniatures. I don't care.
Right. But I'm actually surprised.
See?
I'm actually surprised.
Fucking Primaris elitist right there.
I'm actually surprised it's taken so long to do some of the more major players of that story.
I mean, he doesn't. He's not. A, I wouldn't say he is a fan favorite, but like he wasn't
He's
at
definitely
the-
a fan favorite.
He wasn't at the siege.
Yeah, because
was, like,
there's
out
a
doing
reason.
shit.
Yeah, because he was out there.
He was stuck out there
No, he wasn't stuck out there. He was out there pulling away resources.
from Horus. Yeah.
Yeah, and then Gilliman was cleaning up. He was Horus was chasing them. I mean, Gilliman was chasing them. The lion and Sanguinius was going to Earth. Dude, what? Let me tell you. So I haven't been here for like 3 weeks,
Yes.
right? So listening to the episodes, I know we always have callback jokes, but I always think like, oh yeah,
yeah, you said this last time you were
dude.
here.
I had no idea what you're all talking about. I'm like, God damn, this is fucking horrible. No wonder our numbers have stagnated the last year.
Actually, we've been. I don't know if you looked at them. But like,
Are they good?
Yeah.
Oh, they're doing better?
They're in a, yeah.
I thought they were slipping because we would have no idea what the fuck we're talking about.
No. They're in a good place. They're in a good place. Shout out to the numbers.
But like it clears up that fucking all the suspicions about the Lion. He's not a bad guy. He was doing the good
Oh,
shit.
he's still a bad guy.
but he was on the
There's some
Emperor's
traitors.
side.
Huh?
Like
They're still traitors.
like he took the weapons from Horus, but accidentally gave it to the Iron Warriors. The World Siege engines. Like he was doing. He was on the Emperor.
he was also doing some shady.
And,
He does the fuck what he wants to do.
But the Emperor himself was like, "Oh, I'm never not worried about the first.
yeah,
He's
they
good."
should be.
Like the Emperor's actually worried about the Khan
They should.
when they were talking about. I know, but
kind of squared away.
no, he was
Just
just
that
like
Asian loyalty.
He's got those like really small, like
Whoa.
fucking really, really shifty. You can't tell what he's thinking eyes.
Oh man.
Damn it, Joseph.
Casually racist.
I'll never forget Yule said.
Oh yeah.
You still have small shifty eyes. And
Well, you
no.
could. But now let's put this out. Yule is
Asian.
and I think he's Filipino.
He's Filipino, yeah.
And we were talking about somebody else. He's like, "Oh man, I should have known he was Filipino. Shady motherfuckers."
we all talk about people that way. I thought we're Chinese people that
he
way.
said, yeah, I think he said something to never underestimate our sneakiness.
Yeah, you can't trust him.
And then he said, pause it.
Yeah, but yeah. What else? What else, Joe? What else?
Caught Up in Doctor Stone, episode 8, pretty good. It's about the whole world, all the humans and swallows for some reason, doves.
Whoa.
Got turned into stone, and then people start waking up like 3,700 years later. It's like 5,000
gargoyles.
5,000 something BC.
I said dudes in Europe with just their head sticking out of the ground.
Europe.
England.
I know what that is. You're talking about Easter Island?
Yeah.
That's not Europe.
England's in Europe?
Easter Island is not.
Oh, it's not?
Yeah, no.
No.
What is it in?
It's like in the
Pacific somewhere?
Yeah. Like,
It's not part of Europe? It's not part of England?
that's part of Asia.
It's not part of England?
No, I
No.
don't think so.
Easter Island. Easter Island.
Easter
no.
Island is not.
It's
in
like
Asia.
40 minutes from Cody's house.
Talking about Stonehenge?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
That's a different
There's no heads in Stonehenge.
No?
It's just
No.
the.
Oh, it's just the sticks? I mean, the,
You want to
Dude,
erase that from the
no, I
recording
don't
so
care.
people.
I don't care. I don't give a fuck about this type of shit.
I was like, what the fuck is he talking about?
Just because some fucking ancient morons put some sticks and fucking stones up on top of each other. I don't give a fuck. You think I give a shit about it?
And Mount Rushmore's not a naturally occurring event.
That I do know. That I do know. That I know for a fact.
Woolly Mammoth.
Oh yeah, that's who played the Banthas.
See how nobody knows what we're talking about?
That's Sarah Jessica Parker. All right, Joe, anything else?
Caught Up on Demon Slayer, episode 22. That is actually really good. That's one of my favorite anime. One of my favorite new animes that's come out lately. Finished One Punch Man season 2.
What'd you think?
Loved it.
It was good, right?
I need more.
Yeah.
It looks like they're gonna do more.
I know, like they really left it on a. So who do you think? And they can don't worry about it. We can hypothesize about this later.
And dude, like Krista had a couple of friends from New York over, and
Weird flex. All your big New York friends.
we
Fancy.
have no friends in the area. Like all our friends are from far away, except for like you guys. And she can only take so much of you.
Story of my life.
Yeah, we're gonna get into the shits. Her and I here soon.
But like I came up to them
What?
watching like
We're gonna get into the shits. We're gonna get into some beefy conversations here soon. Yeah.
beefy.
Whoa,
Full swap.
same room.
Same. It's not the full swap that's like questionable. It's the same room that's questionable.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh
Full
no,
swap, different room. It's like
Joe.
it's just a contract.
Joe. I'm a people person.
You want to You want to be able to look over like this?
I'm like, dude, it is good.
Can't imagine making eye contact with you.
No, yeah, I'll say.
I would just be like eyes down. Like,
I'll just be like, hey, Joe, can
he's
you
not
grab
there,
her?
He's not there.
Joe, can you grab her traps? I can't do it. But I don't want her to feel left out.
But they were watching a fucking volleyball anime. So I was like,
Oh,
what's
yeah,
this?
you had
I was
mentioned.
like, what is this trash? And then like I was like eating and watching it. They were on season 3. So I have no idea what's going on. By the end of it, I was fucking jumping up and down, like hyped for volleyball. It was fucking crazy. But like, I don't know. I just love the anime energy. I think they can make me excited about just about anything.
You keep that same energy.
And I finished Dark season 2.
Oh yeah, I do want to see that.
I mean, this last season is season 3, which they're filming right now. It's like
Is it good?
It's good, but there's a lot of questions. I need
You
like
don't
I don't
sound
like
committed,
things.
Joe.
I don't like
And
things.
the fact that you think everything is good makes you really question the show.
So many
no,
questions.
I don't like things that just keep giving me more questions. Like
Oh, so
eventually,
you
I get
hate
tired.
it Lost, and pretty much any J.J. Abrams film.
They gave answers at the end. I guess
So many questions.
so many questions. But yeah, I don't. What I find I don't like is when I start watching things and end up like disliking all the characters. Like I'm interested in where the story's going, but like I'm just don't care. Or like I'm rooting against. Like I was watching The Wailing. It's a Asian horror suspense movie.
That's how I feel about the Hobbit films.
You hate
You don't,
everybody?
you don't give a fuck about.
I
the
don't give a
characters.
fuck about the characters.
Not even Bilbo.
No, like but
Not even-
I can.
Not even Bilbo.
No, only Smeagol. And I
Okay.
can
Fair
watch
enough.
I can watch those movies and enjoy the movies, but I don't fall in love with it because I don't care about the characters.
But you don't hate the characters.
No,
do you?
nope, not at all.
See, I end up like there's a lot of movies where I end up rooting against the protagonist. It's like I hope you get fucked up, you know.
Yeah,
But I think maybe this is
From
just
time
me
to time.
because everybody loves Sam
From time to time.
in
that's what
Lord
it
of the
is.
Rings. Everybody cares about
He's
Sam.
the only one that people care about. I think.
No, everybody cares about Sam.
Well, so
They might care about
we
other
had-
people.
He's the only one
So we
who-
actually had a conversation about this recently too. I like Sam. I like all the characters in Lord of the Rings, but there's very few characters in Lord of the Rings that I love as well. Like I love Smeagol. I love Gandalf.
Yeah, again.
Fly, you fool. Fly, you fools. But I don't really love. I can't say I love any other character in that franchise.
You don't love Sam?
No. Oh, I love the guy that does a Marilyn Manson face outside the gate. You know what I'm talking about? I love
The
that.
mouth of Sauron.
Yeah, dude, I want a movie just him in 2 tubes.
Dude, they have a 1/6
figure
final out.
of him coming out.
Oh, really?
Just
Yeah.
the mouth of
Yeah.
Thor. Even though
Who
he's in
did
it
it?
for like a fucking minute of the
I think
special
it's
extended.
Sideshow. Is it Sideshow? I think Sideshow did it. It's doing it.
I'll have to take a look.
Sideshow didn't do that.
He hits that
Scarlett
beautiful
Johansson.
people.
You have to review that, by the way. I'm not kidding.
I know, I
Jose's
know.
gift, the 1/6.
I have to
Dude,
find-
they made her eyes Asian. I swear.
I
think you're just projecting, Joe.
I have to. Oh, you mean that one? Yeah. Let's see.
Dude, they're making Hot Toys is making a Zorro from Mask of Zorro, and I low key really want that.
With Antonio
Yep,
Banderas.
it looks perfect.
Antonio Banderas.
Banderas.
Dude.
And I'm a big Zorro fan in general.
I'd rather have the Anthony Hopkins. Is that Anthony Hopkins?
Yeah, he was.
I'd
he was
rather-
the original Zorro. He
I'd
was
rather
Don
it was
Diego.
him.
Don Diego de la Vega.
Yeah, I would get
Dude,
it.
cultural appropriation.
Sorry, Anthony Hopkins is British.
Still.
This whitewash.
But I like Anthony Hopkins a lot. I would love to
Well,
see. You know what I would give Anthony Hopkins?
it-
Hot
well,
Toys. I would get.
he's
I would
supposed
get
to
the
be
guy
a-
from the Instinct.
Time out.
when
He's
he was
supposed to be a
Gorilla Man.
Spaniard. He's not supposed to be Hispanic. Yeah,
I'd get a Catherine Zeta-Jones 1/6. The one with no seams and realistic body.
yeah, man. I'm down.
Which, from what movie?
Zorro.
Zorro, bro.
I think I could choose a better one. What was that one that she was in? Wasn't she in that?
Entrapment.
With a cat suit.
That's
Yeah,
the
with
one.
cat suits.
That's the one.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Yeah.
And then they give you little laser effects.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Anything else, Joe?
Nope.
Caleb, get right up on that mic, buddy. How was your nerd
man.
week, man?
What are you into nerd-wise other than 40K, 30K? Wait, are you only into 30K or into 40K also?
No, I play both.
Okay.
I play both. Sci-fi. I love sci-fi, Star Wars, everything. Not a big Star Trek fan. Never been a Star Trek fan.
Well, you and him get along.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat.
To
What
watch any
else?
modern sci-fi
That's the
stuff?
difference between rock and roll and classical.
In fact, I guess part of my week would be I finished up The Boys, of course.
Yeah.
Had to rush through that. I've been trying
Wait,
to
what'd
get
you
ready
say?
for The Boys.
You finished up The Boys?
Yeah.
Had to rush it.
He's also
After that, then I
he's also
decided to watch
Catholic.
TV.
Oh, fucking when in Rome, huh?
It's multi-layered. There's so many layers, Bobby.
Give me my fucking flowers, man.
what does that give me a flower?
like,
shit?
give me my love now. When I like, give me my. It's like a phrase like, give me my flowers while I can smell them, as opposed to when I'm dead and you say
give me
like,
flowers.
Okay. Tom's gonna tell on that Spider-Man one. Keep on going.
So I finished that up. Started watching that Another Life, whatever it was, the one with Katie Sackhoff.
On Netflix.
Yeah,
When like the alien thing came. And,
yeah,
okay.
it's all right. I mean, the concept behind it's pretty good, but it gets contrite. I'm a little difficult.
Whoa! Don't be using no $10 words here, man.
$10.
contrite.
So
I don't even know where the heads
no,
are coming out of the ground.
I'm into a lot of that stuff.
Do you watch The Expanse?
Oh, I love The Expanse.
Okay,
Love
I'm on
Expanse.
season 2. I need to. Oh, no, actually, I finished season 3. Season 4 is supposed to be coming out soon.
Yeah,
I love
they're-
how hard sci-fi it is.
Yeah,
I can't think of any other modern shows that are like.
the shows are great. I read a lot of books, so I've
Okay.
read all the
Weird
Expanse
flex.
series. I'm waiting for their new book to come out.
Which- The Expanse?
Yeah,
I didn't know it was the book series.
Oh yeah, that's book 8. I think is coming out now.
Is it accurate? Is the show accurate to the books?
Relatively. Like the first 2 seasons is actually one book, the first 2 seasons, and then like the third season breaks down like two different books. They kind of cram it in. They start to adjust a little bit, but it's relatively close. There's never going to be any shows that are as good as the books, in my opinion. You read the books like
Some people love the Game of Thrones until they didn't stop following the books.
Yeah.
Except for you. You love it. That's fine.
Yeah, I think it's.
Yeah.
did you like the last season?
Yeah, I didn't.
A lot of people that didn't like it.
I haven't talked to you about it, so I'm not judging your perspective. But I find that most people that I bump into that don't like the last season don't like it because of where they wanted it to go, as opposed to where it went.
I didn't even finish it. Once it got to the Battle for Winterfell, it was so. Oh man, I could rage on this one forever.
The
You've come to the right place.
the Battle of Winterfell. You had to. I'm not good with the names, and
It's the one where the zombies attacked.
the
White
castle,
Walkers,
the
yeah.
White Walkers.
I don't even
Okay,
watch the show,
okay,
I know. Come on
okay.
now.
That was the one. That was the one that bothered you.
The whole battle was so tactically unsound, and I don't know why.
Suspend
Because you're
disbelief.
30K, 40K guy.
Yeah, that's probably what it
by
is.
By the time I got done with that episode, I was just like, man, I'm done with this show. I can't watch it. I was like, it's so.
But-
that episode was so irritating for me that it killed. I never finished the rest of the series. So
From a story perspective, or more so like not like a detail perspective.
Both.
Okay.
Both the story and the detail.
It doesn't suspend disbelief.
I cannot stand when shows try to create more episodes, try to extend something by making it, for example, Walking Dead. You heard me. I was talking about it the other day. The Governor, they have the whole series about. You guys watch The Walking Dead?
No.
I stopped watching because I read the books.
I watched season 1.
I stopped.
And I thought it was good, season 1.
Yeah, season 1
was
and
good.
2 was
Yeah, but
season 1 and season 2 were great.
yeah.
I was hooked on it.
and I dropped off on season 3.
I read the comics, but then I've stopped. I lost interest in the comics because I couldn't follow it. Like, there's too many characters that look similar, and the black and white pages. I was like, man, I need one of these motherfuckers to have a green shirt or something because I can't keep track of who is who here. And in the revolving door of characters dying, I was just losing my
You
place.
had to binge
in it.
read it. I binge read like all like 100 issues, and it was
So
easier to
who
follow
was
that
talking?
way.
Was it Jake that was talking about the math of it? Of the
Yeah, he's very much into the.
So it was interesting. Like, so in the storyline, 1 of 10 people survived, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if that's the case, somebody had to, one person would have to kill 9 zombies to kill his portion of zombies. And if you watch that show, everybody in there has killed like 50 zombies.
Mm-hmm.
So they're saying if that was the case, how easy it was to kill the zombies, that they would have killed all the zombies like within 2 weeks.
Problem solved.
Yeah. We're good.
Open them all back up. All right.
Yeah, we're good. But yeah, I know what you're talking about. Like, it just like
Dragged
they can kill the governor and end all this shit, and they don't.
No, I'm sorry. You are not a zombie killer anymore. You are back to being a barista, and I'll take a large vanilla latte, please.
that would be fucked up.
Yeah, so I don't know that's what happened, especially with Game of Thrones. That it just
because often that terminology, right? That it was they drew it out to interject more episodes into it. It's often the opposite criticism of that it felt rushed.
Well, yeah, in that case, it wasn't that they drew it out, but when everything bad continually happens, like you know where the storyline is going, then it's just like one bad thing after another. You're just like, really? You're just trying to draw out a story. Maybe they rushed that storyline, but maybe there wasn't enough storyline in the first place for it.
Maybe it does. It is part of it though. Like bad things happening, right? Like that is part of the stripes of that tiger.
That's what grew me tired of it.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I liked the unpredictable nature of it.
Well, see, but then that becomes the hook.
Sure.
It's just let's see how we can shock you next, and we're no longer following story arcs. We're no longer sticking to the rules of storytelling. It's just shock value, and we're so bored with everything because it's been so saturated. We're just going to keep on shocking you so you come back. So you're just an addict. You're just a shock addict.
Yeah,
you know?
it's
I don't feel like
lazy
that's
story writing.
I mean, what the Lannisters, the Lannister bit on how they died is like he's the one that sticks out in my mind. Like he has this great arc where he becomes a good guy, he becomes a noble person, but then the last second he gets back into his shit. And I understand family, but like the last interaction he had with her, should have severed those ties. You know what I mean? When they all had a little council and saw the White Walker and like he's like, you cunt. This isn't just about us. This is the eradication of every living thing, and you're still going to fuck around. I'm done. And he rolled out. Mm-hmm. No matter how much you love somebody, at that point, it's a loss of suspension of disbelief for me.
See, not for me. I feel like there are people like that, and I feel like the more predictable thing in that regard is for him to not go back to her and to stay with Phasma. Wait 1 second. And that to me would have been lazy story writing. Whereas the fact that he was in love with somebody and he loved her deeply in spite of the trials and tribulations, that he couldn't leave her alone, to me is far more interesting.
If your wife, no matter how much you love your wife, if your wife had a magic button, it was like, yeah, I'm gonna push this button and destroy the world. There'd be a limit that you would be like, no, I'm not down with that. I'm gonna walk away from you.
Well, I don't know. There are people that I truly love that I have forgiven some pretty heinous things.
Not gonna end life as you know it. You know what I mean? Like when it comes down to it, she's like pulling the Thanos card. You know,
I don't know. I think that in many ways that we forgive people's trespasses. I think this is obviously heightened. It's on a different level for sure. But I don't.
We're not forgiving Hitler.
But I don't think. But dude, how does Hitler's mom feel?
I don't know.
See,
she probably died before. She probably died before.
Maybe, but see, that to me is a more interesting question.
Yeah.
You know,
but that's not.
But from the outside looking in, I think we're supposed to feel that way. I think we're supposed to be like, how could you go back? But from the inside looking out, it's hard to separate yourself. Like that person that constantly gets their ass kicked by their husband is just like, I love that motherfucker. Like, you know,
but you're talking about a whole different. That's a whole different psychological thing. You know. And I think you're putting more. I mean, I think you're putting more into it. At the end, he already made his decision and rolled out, and then just to go back to die.
But people are that way, though, man.
Maybe, or they just didn't know what else to do with him. You know?
I don't know. It doesn't bother me. Like, there's nothing. Like, I'm not a massive fan. You know, like I just watched the shows and enjoyed them and moved on. You know, my father was very concerned that young people needed therapy after watching it, but I'm not in that camp.
Yeah, I'm not holding on to it.
And
it happened. It was a thing.
But are there ways? Do I have preferences as to what I would have done differently? Sure, but I wasn't greatly turned off by anything or surprised at the direction it went.
Are you going to watch it again, like you watch Oz or Sopranos?
I don't know. So here's the thing. I think that I want to own them. I think that it's different. Like I haven't watched Sopranos since I had kids. Mm-hmm. You know, I haven't watched Oz in longer because like I still haven't finished fucking Jessica Jones. You know, like
really?
Yeah, like I'm having.
How is that?
The first 3 episodes were fine.
Okay,
you know, but it's. I mean, it took me 3 weeks to watch The Boys, and I had 6 episodes done in the first week. Mm-hmm. You know, like it's just my life is not on the trajectory of committing to episodic TV like that. I feel like anymore. When I was in my college years, I could just put it on while I was doing other shit, and like I can't really do that now. I feel like. So what else? I think that might be why I enjoy movies more. You know, because I can small pockets of time.
Mm-hmm. What else are you into, Caleb? Or what else you hate?
What else
Where's the hate?
I'm full of a lot of hate, I guess. Man.
Painting.
Yeah, obviously painting. Not doing much painting, though. We talked about that a little bit. Teaching a lot. We're traveling a lot, so we're enjoying that. That takes up a lot of time. This last month has been a lot of time put over to that. We're doing that charity Titan for Nova Foundation.
That thing is badass. Do you have a picture of that?
Yeah, I can get some pictures for it.
I was going to share with the class.
I want to share some pictures.
I'll find
in fact, that's what this last week was done, was finalizing the marketing on that thing, getting everything ready for Nova, getting everything ready for your class. So I was pretty busy just kind of getting ready for stuff. Spare time, motorcycles, dirt bikes, a lot of dirt bikes. Been looking at going back to racing again. So
that's the one that's the size of a baby.
Yeah, that thing was massive. That was a project.
Nice.
So it's nice. Charity, you know, it's for the Nova Open Charity Foundation, going to the Fisher House.
Mm-hmm.
That's where all the proceeds for that one will go. Fisher House, near and dear to all of us, you know, Army. Gosh, man, I'm kind of a boring person. I don't know how much. I like watching some TV. I get into that episodic TV, binge watching, stuff like that. I'll get hooked into stuff. I bounce around. More sci-fi. More sci-fi. I like sci-fi. Anime stuff, I dabble in the anime a bit.
What's sci-fi animes?
We have a long talk to have too that I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, in fact, I started my son. He's a jock through and through. You know, plays football, basketball, baseball, all that stuff. He comes into my studio and
don't be afraid of this thing, man. It's not your priest.
Yeah, he kind of looks at walks into the studio and he'll look at what I'm doing and he kind of shakes his head a little bit. But got him.
Nerd.
Oh yeah. He's relatively.
He like takes your lunch money.
Your lunch money. Got him into a little bit of the anime. He just started the Full Metal Alchemist series.
Oh, nice. Brotherhood, hopefully.
I'm gonna have him do the first one.
Really?
The first series. Yeah, Brotherhood is better.
It's it's the source material.
Yeah.
It's like
Joe's
versus going
Joe's
up
a purist.
Yeah.
So
No, I'm a dub guy, so
tread carefully.
purist are sub. Like the girls that were over from New York.
Hey,
They were
man,
like,
I just fucking with you, bro. Don't be so sensitive.
No, it was weird because like I was watching. We started watching something. Was dub? They were like, "What is this?" And then they turned it to sub. I'm like, "That's the read."
If you say sub dub dub 3 times in the mirror, Joe appears behind you.
Yeah, I'm trying to lean him towards the higher quality drawn shows, just to see if he'll get a little more interested in it.
I mean, overall quality of anime has gone up. Well, did you just watch studio especially?
Yeah,
Like some studios just always make good shit.
yeah. So, man, what else? I don't know. I didn't even think about this before we got on.
Hey, man, if you got an alibi, you can jump in.
Yeah, you can
Yeah,
always
just
jump in later.
Like we always do. We
Yeah.
just interrupt the fuck out of each other
That's
all
right,
the time.
that's what we do. Robert.
So I shit myself on the way to work yesterday.
True story.
Yeah, it's a true story. So I
That's always a strong. Such a strong entry.
yeah.
So
So
third time as an adult? Was it third time or second time as an adult?
it might be more.
Was it
like-
just? Well, hold on.
I mean, it's not every-
I want some clarification. Was it a shat, like little
Yeah, it was
splatter?
a shat. It was a shat.
So just clean the drawers and wipe. You're good to go.
Yeah,
it
it was-
didn't leak through.
Little bit of leak through. So here's
Oh.
here's the funny thing, right? So I woke up in the morning and my stomach did feel a little funny.
So Bobby never calls off sick at work.
No,
Never, ever, ever.
No, my dad would be ashamed.
Yeah, he could like lose an arm. He'd show up there, hold the mop with one arm, and his teeth.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm fine. So I got up and I got to the bathroom and I took a piss and I was like, oh man, my stomach's feeling funny. I was like, let me go ahead and jerk off, see if that'll fix it. I don't know why I thought that, but I think it was just early in the morning and I was like, I'm willing to try anything because it takes me a while to shit. I don't know if you're the same way. I can't shit first thing in the morning. Like I need to get up and get moving a little bit. I
I gotta have a cup of coffee.
Yeah, a cup of coffee, settle down, get excited about something, maybe.
I'll be right back.
Yeah. So
Speaking of shit, he's
I'm just joking, Joe.
So I did that, and then still it didn't go away. I was like, all right. So I got in the shower, got out, got ready for work. Driving to work, it's about a 40-minute commute. I'm about 35 minutes into it, and I feel the fart coming. So I'm like, this is it. Thank God, it's all over. Right before I get to
just
work,
gas.
it's perfect.
The
It's
sweat.
perfect.
Do you start sweating though?
Dude, no, it wasn't that. It wasn't that type of
Don't
party.
trust the fart.
It wasn't that type
You're
of party.
almost 40.
So so it started making its way down, and I even said in my head, I was like, this one might go left if I'm not careful. So this is what's funny. I almost got a fucking accident. So I let the fart out, and I could feel it. Like when it feels like a bubble, I'm like, I'm in trouble. So like it was like that, and I went no.
Like with your priest.
So I took my hand, shoved it down the back of my pants to try to catch
A press check. Not the press
to try to
check.
catch as much shit as possible. So like I caught a good chunk of it.
Were you eating chunky peanut butter?
No. It was.
That's
I mean,
such
it
a
was.
fucking ape thing to do.
Just open it. Just start flinging it out the car next to you.
So I'm in my. I can feel my hand is.
Thank God you don't drive stick.
Facts. So I can feel my hand is saturated, right?
Oh,
But in my head, I'm like, that's a good thing. I probably got most of it. Nope. So I get to work. What's funny is I have a couple stoplights and people are pulling up next to me, so I'm trying to like sit down and act like I'm not sitting on my hand up off of the seat with holding the shit in my
At this
ass.
point, why do you care what people think?
I don't know.
It's fucked up,
I don't
man.
know.
You had to check your priorities.
So I opened up the glove compartment. And I had a stack of tissues.
Oh,
so
man.
I get into the parking lot and I just throw a stack of tissues in my. Actually, I took this hand with the stack of tissues underneath my balls and passed it to my other hand, like under the
Your
table.
pants are really loose. I'm just gonna say.
Yeah, well, sweatpants and that, but
okay.
and then I passed it to my other hand, and then that hand took and then I took a big wipe as much as I could, and I brought it out, and I was like, oh no, I was like, all right, so this is the scenario then, fine, so now we're on to phase 2, so here's the thing, so I got out of the car and I reached around.
Oops, I pooped my pants. This podcast.
So I reached around the back and I felt my sweatpants and I felt like some wet on the sweatpants. I was
no.
like, okay, all right, I'm in trouble. So
Yeah.
cool. So I'm looking in the front windows of the mopping area and I can see 2 guys that are standing there. I'm like, motherfucker, there's nobody ever there when I get there. I get there early. I was like, God
You see
damn
this
it.
drop trout in the parking lot. Wipe your ass with your boxers.
So
and
I
throw them in the
walked. So I
bushes.
walked in. I got one hand holding the. So I wrapped the hands holding the shitty tissues I wrapped up in something else, like a sweatshirt or something I had laying in the back, and I just had it kind of sitting behind my back, and then my other hand I'm holding my car keys because I don't have any pockets because I got sweatpants on. So I'm walking in, doors open, and they're looking at me because I'm in a strange position with the one hand behind my back. So I just spun to them real quick and I jutted my hips out. Right. Mm-hmm. And like they all like looked, like you jut your hips out, they look at what jutted towards you. So they both looked down. And I was like, why the fuck are you guys looking at my missile? And then they laughed and carried on, and I was able to sneak past them. So, yep. So I got right into the bathroom, assessed, sorted, cleaned, etc. And then I was like, okay, I need to get to my locker, and I need to get I do keep
So could you see the poop on the back of the sweatpants already?
It looked like I sat in, like it rained on a seat, like that night, and I sat in a rainy seat.
Okay. So yes.
Yeah, but it wasn't like, it didn't look like shit. It just looked like I sat in water, which is basically what it was. So I was like, okay, put my pants on without any, like my regular pants, because I grabbed them on the way in. So
we're going to news after this, FYI.
So I went into the locker. I keep contingencies, but I didn't have a pair of extra underwear except for like boxers, like proper boxers. So I threw those on just as if worst case comes to worst. Went to my trunk in my car where I keep second contingencies. Luckily, I had one pair of underwear left, so I took that back.
You're about to go to Kmart.
Got myself sorted, got everything fixed, and I was in service, ready to rock and roll by 6:30 in the morning.
The wiser.
Nobody.
But of course, you waited like 20 minutes later, and you told everybody you shit yourself.
I didn't yesterday because it was a long story. But under normal conditions, I would have
saving it for tomorrow.
But no. We have a new employee, and we haven't quite broke him in yet. So yeah, that was how my morning started yesterday.
I do have a request. Mm-hmm. So when you guys sit down for dinner one night, maybe as soon as everybody, maybe you can cook spaghetti sauce or something, and as soon as everybody like, yeah. So I shit myself on the way to work today.
And then you guys noticed.
Like this. You got to wait for it. All right.
So I texted Laura, actually, and I was like, well, this morning's not off to a smashing start. She's like, what happened? I was like, I shit myself.
It's actually off to a smashing fart.
Yeah, for sure. That's a fact. Smashing fart should be the smashing fartkins.
Okay.
So
this podcast.
I watched episode 3 because we've been watching all the Star Wars movies and watched them with my kids. That's Jana's favorite. So she was like glued to it, and she quotes a lot of the lines. And
Younglings.
Dude, that line is crazy.
So bad.
Yeah, it's when he
it's so bad because he threw up in his mouth a little bit.
Yeah, it's when he covers. He's
trying not to laugh.
I remember when I watched that in the theater the second time, walking out of it, Troy was like, "Why didn't he just call them children, man?"
Yeah, it's stupid.
But dude, the fucking Palpatine and that shit, man, it's like that shit is fine wine to me. Like it just gets better every time.
The Force is strong with you.
Dude, it's like bust that
pedo.
Bust
pedo.
His toes curled when he said it. But yeah, a lot of those lines, man, are just so good. And I love the not from a Jedi. I love the face turn of this. It's so good.
It's legit.
Yeah. It's like got him. I got his ass.
Call unnatural.
And he does this like he's got getting ready to go. You know, like while we're on the subject. Yeah, it's good, man. And I always think when I watch it, I always think about this joke that Mike made after Shoulder saw it, and he was like, you know, my favorite part of that movie is, it was when Yoda gets beat by Palpatine and he ends up in the car with Jimmy Smits, and Smits is like, how did it go? And he turns over to him and is like, he who fights and runs away lives to fight another day.
That's still kind of, that always bugged me, man. I kind of felt like Yoda should have won that. I mean, he had to lose it for the story, but like, I'm like, was this like a bad roll of the dice this time? Like if we had a rematch, this is gonna go a certain way.
That scene where that Chancellor Tower is coming out of the middle and they're fighting on top of it and it's backing out from the whole that's great. Fucking
it's great.
Epic. Yeah. Other than that, I don't think I did too much. I've been watching The Divorce season 2 on HBO. Divorce, which is fine. It's not Big Little Lies.
Yeah.
And I think that's. Oh, and I'm working on a Transformers Golden Lagoon diorama.
Yeah, it looks good.
Dude, I'm getting my Bob Ross
Bro,
shit.
yeah, happy little trees, bro. Tons of happy little trees.
It's fun to see.
And the X-Mansion looks really good, man.
Yeah, thank you, man.
Little white dry brush.
Yeah, on the wall. Yeah.
It's fine.
I'm
I told Caleb to make that joke, but he fucking failed me.
I'm really proud of it, man. But I am still struggling with this Transformer shit, and like
The scale.
it's the scale, it's how to display it right. I don't know what to do with it, and Hasbro just put out 2 lawsuits,
That's
which are lawsuits when you're looking for a lawsuit. It's a lawsuit.
Oh, I thought it was a lost episode.
Who are they suing?
Black Mamba,
Who's that?
Ooh.
a KO company. Also, the people behind the Transform Element Prime, the masterpiece one that I didn't get.
What company is that?
Transform Element. Remember, I had 2 here that day, and we were talking about which one was better.
Oh yeah.
They're the one I didn't get.
Okay. Is it good?
Yeah, it's good.
Okay.
And but they're a KO company, and this was like their first third-party venture. And then Wei Zhang,
Who's Wei Jing?
probably the
I mean,
biggest,
they're huge.
the
They
biggest.
probably made their money already.
Are they?
KO.
Are they? But they're proper
They're
KOs. They're not
both
third
KOs,
party.
but the rumor is that Toy World and Unique Toys are next. And it has something to do with Toy World just had a Prime that was shown at a show, like a Hong Kong show, and it said Optimus Prime on it.
I was like, got him.
Got him is I think what happened. And then the Unique Toys has all these movie bots coming out, and there's something that happened there too. Which I'm like, look, man, at this point, just don't fuck with Fans Toys, don't fuck with X Transbots, don't fuck with Zeta. Let me get the rest of this fucking cast and let me get the fuck out. You know, like, but I don't think it's gonna happen. Like I was sitting down here with Laura the other night and we were looking at it, and I was like, I don't think this is gonna happen.
I don't know. I don't know if they can shut them down like that because like.
Well, I don't even mean
as
just because of that. I just mean completing season 1, 2,
Okay.
3, and part of 4.
Because as hard as Bandai goes against like third parties and stuff, like they keep shutting them down, but like they still
Yeah, they just pop up under a different name.
They all the same. Daiban just had something else come out.
Yeah, and Lepin just changed. Like, you know about all that, right? Like Lepin, it was like a famous KO Lego company. And like, like the fucking logo even looks like Lego, except it says
It's
Lepin,
Lepin,
you know, and they got shut down, but like most of the shit just went elsewhere.
China.
Yeah. So I don't know what's happening, but something's in the water.
I do think that
Blood.
I think that there's going to be a big shift in China's intellectual property thieving here soon. I think there's going to be something. I think they're going to crack down.
It's
They're gonna
so
crack
ingrained in that economy.
I know it is,
but
It's not just toys; it's fucking everything.
everything. Yeah, everything they do. Yeah, they
Like,
steal.
how much
and-
money is the country itself going to lose if you fucking really actually crack down on third-party KO stuff?
Yeah, but it's also, I mean,
But Europe is getting really tired of it, and U.S. is starting to push back. And I think it's going to
The
be a cascade.
government, not the people. People buying the fuck out of it. That's why they're
But-
successful.
Yeah, but that's also why they're putting the tariffs and stuff on it. But like Europe is hurting from it as well. But like they're not going to move unless the U.S. moves, and it looks like the U.S. is moving, and China took a big hit on Monday. And I haven't checked anything recently, but like took a big hit in the Asian stock market. So
Does
we'll
that
see.
mean our recast is cheaper? Because that'd be good.
Did you hear? There's this guy that like that has reported like, and he's remained anonymous, but he's tied to the Trump folks somehow, like the cabinet, for lack of a better term, but like the inner circle. And he was like, that's the move. Like the whole trade thing is the move that you're going to hear about until elections, and then shortly before elections, the whole thing is going to be solved, and it's already solved. Like it's already, like the business is already done. Everything from now on is smoke and mirrors.
Maybe. I haven't heard that, but anything's possible.
Anyway, though, I think that even if it does that, even if it was independent of all that, the intellectual property thing, the waters just get murkier with third party. You know, like it's not as cut and dry. You know, like it's just not. You know, it comes down to subjectivity. It's
Well, you moved on to Hot Toys, so you'll be all right.
It's going to come down to the people in the courtroom, the judge and the jury, or you know, what I mean, for lack of a better term.
Let me ask you a question. I know you're not super big fan of the Hot Toys Optimus you have, but it's fine, right?
It's fine.
Only
Yeah.
for the price you got it for.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Which was
if Hot
$150.
Toys started doing like G1 statues, but they looked really good, like the other statues you had, and they were licensed, and you can get your whole cast, would you be in on that? And
If I could get the whole cast,
yeah,
yeah.
so
But
much money.
I would never be able to. They would never do that.
That's so
Because let's say, for instance, that they were $250 to $300 a piece, right? Who I don't even think that third party.
See, I think they'd be less if they scaled them out and made some smaller and whatnot.
Maybe, but I mean, Optimus Prime is $350.
Yeah.
You know, so like, and there's characters bigger, like Jetfire. How does that? You know, what does that sit like?
yeah.
So like, my thing is that when they get to the obscure characters, can Hot Toys even afford to make that?
all combined.
Fair point. I'm just curious, and I don't think it's ever going to happen. I'm just curious, like,
No,
are you
I
at
would
the
swap
point-
out like if Flames Toys did it. Or
Yeah,
like,
yeah. So you don't need the transforming element anymore.
No,
you've evolved past
yeah,
that.
Yeah, I just need them to look right. But the likelihood of a high end producer producing the low end characters are just
Even when third party
Yeah.
can't do it.
yeah. The third party can't do it for $100.
Yeah, I wonder
you
what
know?
the I wonder what
less,
the
60
market
bucks.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
market is for that. Like how many people will be interested in that?
I don't think that there's honestly I don't think that's that big of a fucking fandom in Transformers that buy Transformers.
You know what?
Not at that price point.
Yeah, exactly.
But you know what? Within 5 years, you'll be able to 3D print one. Somebody out there make something you can fucking bang it out here yourself.
Bobby doesn't want to do the work.
No, well, it depends. Like I don't.
think-
If it's print and assemble, cool. If it's
You got
print
paint
and pains,
and
well,
sand.
no, paint I'm cool with too. Print and painstakingly sand an entire piece down. It's a nightmare.
That all depends on
How
expensive your printer is and how
Yeah.
fine. And
well, that's what I'm saying. Is
If
if
you
it
take
gets
20 hours to print a piece this big, it'll be perfectly smooth.
well, that's what I'm saying. If it gets to a point where that technology is
Yeah.
affordable in the
Yeah.
marketplace, then that changes the dynamics of what I'm willing to do.
but the
But
time
what I'm
is
not
not-
willing to do is spend 40 hours sanding one piece.
I think within 5 years, you'll be able to 3D print that Harley that's sitting over there.
You
In
can-
5 years
at that
at that quality.
render, maybe.
Yeah.
But can you do it affordably?
I mean, like, dude,
You know, if
I hear you. Yeah, yeah.
If that 3D printer is $10,000 to do that,
it might be. I don't even think a 3D printer to do that right now is $10,000. That's what I'm saying.
not at that. You can't do one. They do it at that level for right now. Period.
I don't know.
Like, look at that fucking Talon. That's 3D printed.
yeah, but that's quick
Yeah.
print. You haven't had anything that's like
It's not quick print. It's Shapeways. It's the higher end at Shapeways.
no, I mean the high end is material wise, but like the
In
print-
production.
the printer quality itself.
I mean, they have high end printers. I mean, it's their business. You know, like I don't know, man.
Because
But I mean, I'm not saying that.
Yeah,
I think it's definitely in time. It's
Yeah.
you know, it's good. The curve is going to happen. You know, but I
And
think
I would imagine that I would just take an educated guess that their 3D printers aren't the top of the line right now because they're
Yeah,
doing
they're doing
volume.
commercial,
They're doing
yeah.
so much volume.
well, I'm not saying that the top of the line, but I'm saying they're not anywhere near the bottom of the line.
No,
and even the
no,
top
middle
of the
grade.
line, like the Unicron, I would imagine is top of the line because they're trying to sell that shit for fucking $800 or whatever the fuck it is.
So Unicron, it's not happening for Hasbro.
I don't know.
I think
close.
my theory is they're going to finagle the numbers so to pretend that they made the numbers regardless of whether they did it or not.
So they did and I think it's possible, but they didn't just do it with Cookie Monster.
But who cares about Cookie Monster?
Who cares about Unicron?
2,000 people?
All right, let's move on.
But you know what I'm saying? Like there is something there. Like
have you
that
seen this Unicron, Caleb, on the nerd stuff? You know Unicron is from Transformers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like this big. He transforms into a planet. And Hasbro had a Kickstarter to get it funded, and it was $700, $800.
It was $600.
It's crazy.
Wow.
Now they just did the barge 2 years ago, the
Star
Jabba
Wars?
sail barge, for $500, and that got backed, and I have it sitting out there, and I'm gonna back this Unicron as well, but I think that they outpriced the fandom. I think that the Transformers fandom is not used to spending that much money. The bread and butter Transformer fan.
Who made that?
Hasbro.
Yeah.
Their Kickstarter? Wow.
Yeah, well, they're not
This is so-
kickstarting. It's their own crowdfunding thing.
Right,
but
their own crowdfunding.
Yeah, it's called Hasbro Pulse.
Wow.
HasLab. HasLab. And
Man,
I don't know, but they just had a huge spike. And people are already saying finagling the numbers with that, but I don't think that's what that is. I think that's the online retailers kicking their numbers over. You know,
maybe.
and because it just happened on Monday, like they would have kicked it over the weekend.
When's it go out
Dude,
by?
it's like at the halfway point, and it's fucking Saturday.
Oh, wow.
So unless the spike is ridiculous, like Cousin Lottie is ridiculous. All right, we can get into news. Let me get my phone.
Yeah, it's just the wrong fandom because like 30K fans throw $2,000 down for a fucking unpainted, unfinished resin Titan that they have to do themselves.
Star Wars.
Yeah.
They've sold. I'm sure they've sold to at least fucking 8,000 Titans.
Caleb loves painting Titans. And actually, if you guys are interested in Caleb painting your Titan, go to cdkstudioart.com. Just joking. Don't do that.
Don't.
look what XM does. You know, look at what Prime One does. Look what all those places are producing stuff for certain fan pockets at $1,000 and over, and
Transformers is not
and they sell out before release.
There's definitely different hobby genres that the price points are so different. When we moved over out of 40K out of tabletop gaming, we went to Monster Palooza. It's a convention show over in LA. It's monsters,
horrors,
movie magic, all that stuff. And on our side, on the hobby painting, the miniature painting side, 1/10 scale bust, I'm going to run you about $85, $90. Well, you go over there and you're talking 1/5, 1/6 scale bust for $50, $40. And the guys there were talking about like, yeah, that's expensive. So there's different
for sure,
price points for different genres.
And let me throw this out there as well. I think had Prime One done a Unicron statue at that same scale, quadruple the price, it would have sold out. Because that's the market. The market for the people that are buying $14 figures in store, it's not $600.
You're right.
Star Wars is in a different place because the people that buy 3 3/4 often
crazy.
buy the $500 shit. You know,
buy everything.
It's just a different fandom. All right.
Here's my Star Wars Pez collection.
Yeah, I mean, there's people that are into that shit. Like,
I get it.
Yeah,
man.
we just talked on Force Sensitive to Chris Bishop, the dude who did my Skullface custom, and he said that like he went through this phase where he bought it all. He was like, man, I had Star Wars puzzles, Star Wars.
The fact that you're wearing a Realm shirt right there.
Yeah.
Some of that shit.
Oh, well, so yeah. There's a reason for it.
All the time I ask Chris does he want to come on Force Sensitive.
Oh yeah,
He'd be a good one.
Just tell him to hit us up. Like, or hit up that page. Gort handles all that shit. One less thing for me to fucking worry about. You know what I mean? And Gort's like that dude's on his Phil shit. Him and Marilyn Phil. They should. Him and Marilyn. This is what I'm going to do.
Podcast.
Gort. Next time you come over, I'm going to take you and Marilyn Phil, and I'm going to take a bag of marbles. And I'm going to throw the marbles, those ones that are all fucked up colors. I'm going to throw the marbles into the center of the floor, and you guys have to agree on the color palette. They're very particular, both of them. So, and very detail oriented. So it's very nice when Phil's doing the notes to have a detail oriented person do the notes, and it's very nice to have Gort organize all the Force Sensitive shit behind the scenes because he's very detail oriented. It's also very nice for me to not have to do any of that shit simultaneously. So, tons of notes. Breaking Bad trailer. Anybody watch it?
Yep.
What do you think?
I mean, I like
Not
the
much
tone.
to it.
I like the tone.
I
can't remember that guy's name. I mean, I remember him from the show.
I don't even remember from the show.
He was his buddy.
Okay.
Like I think he lived with him. Or
Oh,
something.
yes. Okay.
So it's gonna be cool. I love that show. But there was one. This wasn't in the notes, but there's one thing that Aaron, whatever his fucking name is, that plays Jesse. Pink, he said there's a couple episodes of Breaking Bad you got to go back and watch because it's going to tie really big into El Camino.
Okay.
So,
but
which I'm fine with that.
And I like the idea.
Did you know that Breaking Bad and The Walking Dead are the same universe?
I did not.
Yes. And I guess
because they were both on AMC,
and like somebody's even speculated that the blue meth is what starts the zombie apocalypse.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I love that.
And they did mention the blue meth in an episode of Breaking Dead or some shit.
Nice. Breaking
Dead.
I mean, Breaking Dead. Yeah, name this podcast.
Yeah, that should be the name. I do like the idea of it being of Jesse having his day.
Yeah.
Like the sidekick character, like we're going to see what happened to him and finish it off this way. Like that makes sense to me. It's one of those things. It's like you get that fucking cake and you don't need the cherry on top. But it looks nice to have it on there, and if you want it, you can eat it.
At least cherry juice all over my whipped cream.
Well,
I'm not down with that.
And if not, you can just sit it off, take a little bit of the cream with it. It's
not
not as much a contaminant
as
onions.
Yeah, I hear you.
Onions,
It's
fucking,
the red dot.
You fucking spell onion next to it, and it fucking tastes like onions. You might as well just dump the whole fucking thing and just put it in a blender and just.
I'll tell you, man. I hate a raw onion. Hate a raw onion. I'll do a cooked onion, But those fucking tacos, that al pastor, and the cilantro and the lime on this place at Cafe Bueno was like the best tacos I've ever had.
Yeah,
now, you live like this far from Mexico, and he was impressed. But yeah, I love red onion on taco now. Can't go without.
Remember when the Grinch ate that onion?
Oh yeah, like an apple.
That's fucking great. I love little shit like that. Or like the character's just so funny. You know, he's just so fucking miserable.
Are you a Breaking Bad fan?
No.
Did you see it?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, the only thing that stood out to me with that is like I saw of course it went through my feed, and I saw there was a picture of a dude's face, right? As the
Yeah. The
I
thumbnail.
thought at first I thought it was 3D animated.
I thought it was Aragon. Like just as I was scrolling through, like when I saw the face real quick, I was like, "What the fuck is this dude?" Not that it was Aragon the character, but the actor. I was like, "What the fuck is this dude? This dude's playing a junkie or now or something like." What's going on with this?
Did you
guy?
watch Breaking Bad?
I was probably like, more fucking zombie shit.
You know, one of my favorite parts of that show is when he knows his wife got caught by the FBI's and he calls her up. He's like, "You fucking bitch! I told you not to fuck me. I would kill you if you ever just like, get her off the hook."
Right.
That was fucking. That's the level, like his intelligence and the stuff, like how manipulative he is. Just like God damn, man, that's so fucking smart. Okay, the baby left the baby at the
I
fire
love
department.
It's one of the best shows I've seen in the past 10 years.
That might be the best drama I've ever seen.
I had
Like the best episodic drama. Like what would
over 6 Feet Under. Like I know that one's big for you.
Yeah,
really.
I mean, now 6 Feet Under has some emotional bits, but I mean, there's parts of 6 Feet Under that get stupid, like when the twin brother gets all psycho and almost kills Claire, you know, or they think he's gonna kill Claire. That went really left field. And there's a lot of stuff in that show they never really finished. I kind of want to watch Better Call Saul. Pam loves it.
Yes, Greg loves it.
But I want to wait till it's done. I want to like fucking sit down and just fucking binge it.
Yeah. I don't know. I'll tell you.
Better Call Saul.
I've dabbled in a little bit.
You dabbled a little bit.
But I was looking for, you end those good shows and you got like that void in your life afterwards.
Dude.
That was Breaking Bad, man.
Yeah, man.
I was searching for some shows for a while.
Breaking Bad isn't probably in my top 5.
It was fucked up how long it took, because it went away for a while and then it came back, and then like the last season was split up, and like every time I had to go back and rewatch it from day one.
Yeah, that's
but like and it wasn't work for me. I loved it, but I was like, I gotta get back in there. I gotta get my fix.
I had the luxury of watching it all at once, and then I think like by the time I finished what was available, it was like 2 weeks before the last season came out.
Yeah, okay. Like my buddy got me into it, and like I couldn't stop it once gave me that first Blue Rock.
Yeah,
I like keeping up with it and watching it each week.
Oh, I hate
it.
that
Just
shit.
gives me like a reason to live.
I see. I like it. I do like. I like appointment television, man. I like having something to look forward to, and I like talking about something for a week.
Seth MacFarlane talked about that on.
Did he?
Was it Joe Rogan or Dave Rubin? But he's like, we don't have episodic TV anymore. We have all these fucking arcs. And he's like, I'm bringing it back, because he's got that Orville show. It's like a Star Trek comedy. It's really good. But he makes a point like we don't know, we can't even watch TV properly. We have to have these.
It's not
complex.
properly. We fucking evolved beyond fucking.
No, it's there's always trends, Joe. There's always fads. And
I've
like
always hated fucking watching shit week to week.
the fad
all my life.
No,
it's
but
the fucking
not,
worst thing ever.
That's not what he's saying. He's saying like sometimes there can be a story just a half an hour, and that's the story.
Oh, that's fine. Shorts are fine.
That's what he's saying.
But like not episodic bullshit.
Now everything's got you got to watch it from day one. It's got to have a giant cliffhanger at the end of the season.
I don't need
it's
that.
It's a giant arc. That's what he's saying. He's like, people can't. They can't have episodic. They can't have single like little stories with their own little.
Well, I think there's a time.
arcs
I
or
think there's a
whatever.
time. I think that not every shoe fits every foot. You know, like I think some stuff deserves to be, and then some stuff should live independently.
But everything is like everything on TV now is like
Right.
this giant season arc.
right.
Yeah, a
but
lot of that's personal taste too.
for sure.
I love episodic TV because you get to dwell on that episode like
So when you
Westworld.
just because
watch Star Trek.
just because some of our terminology is getting
The
mixed,
Next Generation.
when you say that, you're talking about a show coming out week to week,
and
that
the
has an
wait in
overarching
between.
story.
Yeah.
because what he's
I'm
talking,
talking about there's a story contained in that single episode.
Oh, each
Yeah.
Right.
episode.
Like you
is
can
its
they
own
all
story.
they're still connected tissue, but you can just
Right.
watch that one episode. Like,
It's
dude,
like
I love that.
old sitcoms.
Family Guy,
Yeah.
Family Guy, yeah,
or Black Mirror.
yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Or even South Park used to be that way, and
Yeah.
they changed it up.
Simpsons.
They changed it up.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Continue. But I do like having this space. I think it's a gift and a curse. Like I think there's sometimes where it's nice to have it all at once, But then sometimes, man, it's like you don't appreciate what you don't have to fucking wait for. Like
I just stop. I leave the show. I left The Walking Dead after. It wasn't that great at that point, and also like I have to wait a week. Next week comes along. I'm like, nope, I'm doing something else.
Here's a question that I'm just posing to myself: is the what show do I like? No, what show do I love that was dropped at once?
But like, do you also?
For me, I mean, there's a couple of them on Netflix.
For me, I'm thinking maybe Punisher.
Jack Ryan.
I haven't seen that yet, but
I watched the movies.
Awesome.
I love Black Mirror, but I don't know if its format had anything to do with it. You know, because I
mean, it's not just the way they drop it. Like you said, you watch Breaking Bad all at once anyway.
Right.
Even though it was released episodically, you binged it.
Right, but maybe because when stuff does drop, binge, the whole season, maybe I feel more obliged or more like obligated to watch it all at once. And you know what I mean? Where like even when Breaking Bad went back and watched it, I felt no sense of urgency to watch it. It was just like, oh, I'll watch an episode today, maybe an episode tomorrow, maybe an episode next week. Maybe like I didn't have any kind of real sense of urgency. It was just like consume as I had the leisure, as opposed to feeling like I have to consume all of this media as soon as possible, and then I get burnt out with it. I feel like.
I wait. Things like anime that come episodically. Like I like to wait for the entire season to come up if I watch it. But like Chris, I can't wait. So like we at least wait 4 to 5 weeks to watch 5 episodes at a time.
I do have a question because I'm watching it right now, but I'm watching it out of order. My Hero Academia, when they go to an island where all the scientists are at, it's just All Might and Madeira. What's his name?
Is that a movie?
It's a movie.
Yeah, that's the movie. Okay.
But is it separate from the animation?
No, it's the same. It's the same canon.
No, I'm saying, but like, it's not like 5 episodes of the series put together.
No. It's his own story.
Okay, cool. And I can watch it without independently.
Yes, you can watch it independently.
Because I got into it and I was really enjoying it. Like, let me pause this and talk to Joe. I don't fuck up anything.
So the next note is one more can't hurt, right? Keanu Reeves says he's in for Matrix 4 officially.
And with Carrie-Anne Moss.
Where's
Lawrence Fishburne though?
We could not be more excited to be re-entering the Matrix with Lana, said Emmerich. Lana is a true visionary, a singular and original creative filmmaker, and we are thrilled that she is writing, directing, and producing this new chapter in the Matrix universe.
But why just one of them? Why not both? I wonder what happened to the other one.
Yeah.
There's 2 Wachowskis.
Yeah.
They're both sisters now.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Like, I want Morpheus to be in it, too. Because, like, the spoiler alert, Neo and Trinity both died.
We never really confirmed that Neo died.
Trinity definitely did. Because she got
Trinity
pipes in her chest.
definitely did, yes.
So, and they're coming back somehow.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
I don't know what it was.
so Morpheus can come back too.
Yeah, he could. I mean, and the thing is like theoretically,
Because
Trinity can come back as a clone because they're all clones.
kind of.
Yeah, they're all.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't care. But I mean,
I look forward to it.
If it's good.
Yeah,
good.
I mean, if they fix some
That's
stuff
how
I
I
didn't like in number 2 and 3, which I have issue, I think they should reboot all of that show. Because I think the twist would be that, and I've said this for years, is that humans put themselves in the Matrix because they were bored.
They did that in Adventure Time.
In the first Matrix, oh really? Mm-hmm. I don't know. I never saw that. In the first
I
Matrix,
told you I have more in common with your kids than I do with you.
the first Matrix that fucked up and that was a disaster was the one that the humans put back in, and the robots have just been protecting the humans. So the whole war is they just invented it so because humans started resisting. Like this is their directive. This is what they want us to do. So we'll give the story to them, but in essence, we never stop controlling them.
So our next note is far from home indeed.
I like the Spider-Man homeless.
I think we should shelf this.
No, this has got it. No, this has got it. Well, we got to get talking about it. So the word on the deal is that Marvel was getting Disney Marvel Studios was getting a 5% cut of proceeds or profits from the Spider-Man films.
The first cut.
And they went to renegotiations.
And they were getting marketing.
And they wanted 50-50.
Yeah.
And Sony was like, no, which I understand.
Yeah.
But I also understand why Marvel would want more. Like to me that makes sense too. Like I understand both sides of this argument. There's not, while Stan Lee's daughter has come out and said that she backs Sony.
I haven't read the details of that.
So she says that she wants the.
We're getting her right now.
Yeah, on my left side.
I'm not hearing it, and it's probably not showing up, but I can check it.
No, let's keep going.
She wants her father's creations, to
You hear it too?
Yeah, no, I hear it out of this one ear.
Yeah,
but not,
my left ear.
Yeah. But she wants her father's creations to be spread out.
Yeah.
She doesn't want everybody to have, or one company or organization to have one. She wants them to be explored by different people and different things, by people, she says, that care about them. But
that sounds like a very safe response without shitting on anybody.
yeah, let me.
I think the tagline is she supports Sony. I think that's kind of.
No, she does. I mean, she says. She says, well, let me just read it. So, Marvel and Disney seeking total control of my father's creations must be checked and balanced by others who will still must be balanced by others who, while still seeking to profit, have genuine respect for Stan Lee and his legacy.
It's this thing.
Whether it's Sony or just leave that shit alone.
No, I didn't touch it before.
Whether it's Sony or someone else, the continued evolution of Stan's characters and his legacy deserves multiple points of view. When my father died, no one from Marvel or Disney reached out for me. One day, or from day one, they have commoditized my father's work and have never shown him or his legacy any respect or decency. In the end, no one could have treated my father worse than Marvel and Disney's executives.
Well, why don't we have different comic book company? Why don't we split up the Marvel Universe comic books too?
Isn't she the one that's getting arrested or something for?
I don't know.
Whatever. Why don't we split
for poor care for her father?
Why don't we split up the comic books too? Why don't we let Image have Spider-Man and let DC have Wolverine or some shit?
Are you asking?
Yeah, according to her, exactly.
Yeah,
I mean it's the same fucking idea.
Right. No,
it's all in the same universe because it's all the fucking same universe.
Right. No, I agree. I agree. Yeah. I think that I want Spider-Man to be with Marvel. Yeah. I want Marvel to have everything.
It has nothing to do with Disney for me. It has to do with Marvel.
Yeah.
And the one thing about Sony, and I've read things on both sides of this. Spider-Man: Far From Home is Sony's biggest film ever, ever. So they need to eat some humble pie on that one. You know what I mean? Like
50% is a lot, though.
Yeah, but you know what? 50% of probably what the next one's going to be is still probably bigger than the other movie they're making.
50%. I mean, like, for like them putting in like basically zero effort.
Yeah,
it's just
no. They produce it.
Yeah, they produce. They put in a lot. They just don't have the creative control of it.
Yeah,
but I don't think they want it.
And all the marketing. I think Marvel does all the marketing.
And I think they get and I think Marvel gets all the merchandise.
They do the merchandise.
But that's where the negotiation comes from. Like Marvel wants 50-50, you come back with 75-20. 75-25.
Right. No, I agree. And they may come to some agreement.
Or Disney just buy Sony. Yeah. And be done with it.
But it's just
because that's what's going to happen.
But I think they both like. I think it's silly to think, and I've been consistent on this, that they both clearly have their own intentions regarding that character and what they want for that character. And I think that Sony definitely wants to expand what that character does. I think that Venom is a push for all of that too. I think they want to set up their own thing. I think they want continued success with Spider-Man as well. And then I think Marvel obviously wants the character because nothing sells fucking Marvel tickets like fucking Spider-Man. Like he is.
I think it's more than that. I think that Marvel
I'm not saying it's not.
I think that Marvel has found this recipe of synergy between different films. Obviously, it's been huge. Number one grossing film of all time, Endgame, and I think they want to keep those options open. And Spider-Man is a force multiplier. So I actually don't think this is done yet.
It's not. I don't think.
I think that they'll come back to negotiations with it.
I know that their social media is getting fucking lit up.
Dude, their fucking stock took a hit. Sony's stock took a hit.
But it's like, how can you?
So Marvel's like, DC like, yeah, keep it up. And when you're down, we're gonna buy you out.
How can you fault them though? That's my thing. Like I can't fault them.
You can't, but like people vote with their wallets, man. If
but
stocks
no, for sure. But I'm just saying I can't. Like
you can't fault them for wanting it. But
dude, what if it had gone the other way?
What do you mean?
What if Sony had been like, no, you don't get 5% anymore. We're giving you 1%.
Yeah, I'd have been upset with that too.
Right, but I'm saying like I do feel like everyone is hurt, right? There's feelings on the table because we want Spider-Man to be a part of this universe. We love Tom Holland's Spider-Man.
I've never cared about Spider-Man more.
But I feel like argumentatively, everybody's like fucking Sony with their fucking bullshit, and I'm sitting back and like I want Disney to have all this shit. I do. Don't get me wrong, but at the same time, I'm like, man, you go from 5 to 50 Mac, like you gotta expect that's not gonna go over like fucking a cool breeze.
But here again, the reason that Far From Home did so well is because it's coming off of Endgame. You know what I mean? Like that's a direct correlation. Like, listen, yeah, you guys pay for this, but the reason this motherfucker did so well is because it's the end cap of what we just fucking did.
But I'm not arguing that they don't deserve more money. I'm just saying that that's you got to expect that
I
if you
think
come
50-50 is more than fair.
not when the precedent is 5.
Well, that because we were letting you borrow our character.
Sony
You know what I
was.
mean? Yeah. Sony said we're because Sony they were producing it. They're paying for it, the Spider-Man movie. But like we're letting you borrow the character, and the reason they were getting 5 is because Disney was like, all right, we're putting him in fucking Civil War, we're putting him in Infinity War, and we're putting him in Endgame. So this is going to help your bottom line in your other films. That's why Marvel was getting 5%, because Marvel is spending all this other money and building this up and all the other stuff that Spider-Man is attached to. So I think 5% was super low. And for Marvel to come back and say, hey, we went 50-50 from now on because we've made 22 movies that are feeding into everything you're going to make, and this is the highest grossing movie you've ever made, and you can't separate what we've done with Infinity War and Endgame, I think is more than enough. And Marvel is supplying the creative team.
So my question is, what does Spider-Man do if it reboots in 5 years?
It's not
What
gonna be-
Spider-Man movie fails?
Amazing Spider-Man 2.
What was the box office numbers on that?
We can look at it.
Like, I bet you it's not a complete failure.
Well, I mean,
That's my thing. If is it better for me to get all of 6 million than to get half of
$1 billion?
$1 billion?
consistent? Okay, well, but it's not 6 million. Do you know what I mean? Like you're saying the factual number against the fictional
but
number.
I'm just saying, I don't think they made 50 million.
I don't know what they made.
Oh, 500 million. I'm sorry, 500 million.
I don't know what it made. I'm asking.
Yeah.
I mean, it made $1.1 billion. Spider-Man Far From Home.
I'm not asking about that.
I know. I'm saying. I'll go to other. I'll
We
go to
all know the
Spider-Man.
numbers on that.
I'll go to the Spider-Mans.
And then show me Amazing Spider-Man. Show me Spider-Man 1, 2, and 3.
Spider-Man made 400. Spider-Man. Spider-Man 3 did bad. Amazing Spider-Man did 62 million, over 262 million. Amazing Spider-Man 2 made 200 million.
None of it is near half.
Yeah.
a
Amazing
billion.
Spider-Man 200 million.
Yeah, well, I'm sure it's.
So half of $1 billion is still more than twice as much as that film made.
But what did they get for merchandising? What did they get for, you know what I mean? Like, I'm saying that they're not idiots at Sony going like, not looking at the numbers. If they were taking a win, they would see it as a win. They're going to see it as a loss because they're taking a loss.
I think that Sony. I think what Sony did is I think Sony called because Sony's the one that pulled out of this because they said that Kevin Feige or whatever Frail
Frankenstein is his last name, obviously.
Figaro.
The cat, not the opera.
They said he's too busy working on the Disney Plus stuff, so we're gonna cut ties. That was the original thing, and I think that Sony. I would have guessed that Sony's like, oh man, they're gonna be all over Marvel, and the opposite happened. Everybody's on Sony. I think that they weren't expecting this backlash.
Yeah. Well, they said that.
And now, we're still negotiating because like the next day, so he's like, no, we're still negotiating. We're not done yet.
Well, they said that
there's still a chance,
They said that their relationship with him is great.
but he's too busy.
They said that he's probably got a lot going on.
Yeah.
You know, but like I have felt in the fucking ether that it was never a holy matrimony.
No, I don't think it was
a relationship.
No. It was definitely going to
It
go
was
south at some
always
point.
rocky.
I don't know if it was rocky. It's just complex. But you never thought this was going to happen. We talked about this a year ago.
I've been saying that Sony was going to take that character. I've been saying it from day one.
No. You never thought that Sony was going to let Marvel use it.
him.
Correct.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah. I was like, why don't they just let them borrow it? You're like, it'll never happen.
no. Once the borrowing happened,
No. Before the borrowing.
you had to find a tape on that.
Okay. There's there.
Find it.
I was like, why don't they just
find
borrow it?
Find it, and we'll readdress it. But until then, what I do remember clearly is me saying, like, they better watch Sony, because if it was me, if I had a piece of coal, and it's my coal, and you're like, dude, I know how to turn it into a diamond. I'm like, show me, and then you do. I'm like, dude, thanks for the diamond, Mac, and I'm gonna put it in my pocket. You know, like that's like never leave a dollar on the table.
No more diamonds for you.
Well, I got this one big one though.
Maybe.
You know, like, you know, and they're like, and we want to thank them for putting us on the creative path from now on, and you know, I'm like,
We'll see. What's next?
tons of Marvel shit. So, stream.
The puns, bro.
Tons of shit is coming to this Disney Plus. She-Hulk, Moon Knight, etc., etc. Were all talked about.
Everybody's in on this, right?
Yeah.
Well, just buy one, share the password.
No, well, it depends. I gotta know the rules of it, because if only one person can watch at a time, I can make no commitments.
I was fucking with you. I mean, it's like $4. If you have Hulu, it's like $4 extra
Yeah.
than what I'm paying for. I'm in.
Yeah, I already have
I'm in
Hulu,
like
so.
yeah.
Moon Knight, She-Hulk, WandaVision sure sounds wonderfully wacky. Here's a roundup of everything we learned. Moon Knight is coming. For real this time. Back in 2015, there were rumors that the character would be introduced into Marvel's stable of Netflix shows via a backdoor pilot episode, much like the studio did with The Punisher on Daredevil. But that never happened. But now it is coming. And they put out a logo for it. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's pretty official.
Yep.
She-Hulk, I'm down.
Yeah. Also getting her own series is She-Hulk. Like Moon Knight, the announcement offered zero additional information, so feel free to start
hope
your
it's a
dream
courtroom
casting
drama.
engine right now.
Yes.
Dude,
I'm down with that.
if it's a courtroom drama,
I'm in.
I'm so
that'd
about
be great.
I jacked Ally McBeal.
Dude.
And then
I'm
also
all about it. Because that'd be so cool to look in that world and how superheroes are affecting that world. Where like, if it's about I'm a superhero, but I want this normal 9-to-5 job, and don't discriminate against me because I'm green and sexy and 8 feet tall, dude, that's great. Sign me up. I'm all about it.
and a Miss Marvel live action TV series as well is on the lineup. So, and not for nothing.
Not Captain Marvel, Miss Marvel.
Correct.
Yeah.
And,
The
and
one
to-
that gets giant hands.
yes, to be fair, I don't find her extremely interesting.
Yeah.
I've read some books with her in it, and I know.
Oh, it's not the black cat suit.
No.
That's
Captain Marvel.
Yeah,
That's not Captain
Well,
Marvel.
it's a Miss Marvel.
That's Miss Marvel.
It's the
it's still-
same as
it's
Carol
Carol
Danvers.
Danvers, yeah.
But it's the Blackbird or whatever the fuck.
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
But yeah, I wouldn't say Moon Knight is going to be one that I've always been interested to
Yes,
see how they
I
would
wanna
do,
see how
because like if you're on your Batman shit but you're wearing all white at night, like
Shadow, bro.
it's got to be done
As I've
tactfully.
learned in color theory, there can be whites that are darker than highlights of black. So we can make this happen.
It's got to be done tactfully. That's
See,
all.
you said I didn't learn anything.
Much like Western Maryland, it's a lot of white.
The barrel.
Yo, did you see that Maryland thing, that you good thing?
Oh yeah, everything is. You good?
It's like, hey
You
man,
good?
it's like, you need to borrow some money in Maryland. You good? Have you eaten yet? Hey man, you good? Are you upset? You good?
You good? That's true.
It is. It's true as shit, man.
But yeah, She-Hulk, all that shit. I'm in.
All right.
When Maryland people tell you they put a little extra spin on their recipe, it means they threw some old spice into it.
Yeah, man.
Next is comic swag. So we got our first image of the WandaVision, and it
The
looks
50s.
like
Yeah.
they're doing that comic.
Oh, really?
Yeah, except I guess they're swapping out his
Female Vision.
for her. But I mean, it's like,
So it'd be interesting if she just made her own world up.
Yes.
dude, that
Right?
would
And
be
her-
fucking amazing.
I mean, it's kind of like House of M.
yeah,
when
that
you-
would
when
be
she just makes her own fucking world.
amazing. I would be very much in on that. Dude, I love how he has like normal face,
Yeah.
but like,
Normal face.
oh god, not robot face. Let me be clear, dude. My buddy Grigsby used to always be like, man, why is the white band-aids just called flesh? My band-aids are called dark flesh.
Hey, man. Some truth to that.
So we have Widow's Peak. Come on. But it's like it's a double meaning because it's like the peak of her kind of film. And
I get it.
And it's
I
also
get it.
a peak.
I get it.
All right, Widow's Peak. They showed a poster for Black Widow movie.
Yeah, she's also the highest grossing female actress second year in a row.
Second year in a row. It just looks like a comic book art to me, though. You know, I mean, it's like because it's just like it's an illustration more so. Than,
I like the costume though. I like
Yeah.
the yellow in it.
I'm good with it as well.
So this is gonna be the movie though, right?
Yeah, it's supposed to be a movie.
I guess she's younger. Who's that? The beard and the mask next?
Well, because it's supposed to be a prequel, right? I don't know.
Or she's still alive. Who knows?
That might be like that guy that's like Captain America of Russia, the Guardian. I don't know.
No. There's gonna be a U.S. agent. I know.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
So, dude, who do they say? Oh, they're talking about Henry Cavill being him.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yikes.
and he might be Cap's son.
Black Widow official D23 poster. I had the honor of painting. So is this illustration. She's very near and dear to me since it's the gazillionth time I've concept design painted her.
They captured her Asian eyes perfectly. Joe's upset about her casting, and even though that character is, it's funny, Joe. I talked to somebody else about it, but the character is white in the anime. It's a white body.
Then why did they make her an Asian person in a white body in the movie, and an Asian person in a white body for the villain also?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm confused how they would do that.
Do what?
Oh, because she doesn't go into the white body in the movie?
In the live action movie?
Yes.
Yes, both the lead protagonist and antagonist have white bodies, but they're both Asian inside.
Yeah, they're the same body in the cartoon.
Right, but in the live action, did they show that?
No, they just talked about it.
Okay. Did they show?
Like Scarlett Johansson goes and meet her Asian mom.
The person inside of her is Asian mom, or
because her body's
okay.
a robot.
Well, then it's fine. That's a nod to that.
Yeah,
though.
yeah, it's fine. There's an Asian person in a white body because it's better.
But wait, isn't that how it is?
That's how it is in the cartoon.
No, it's not.
What? All right, so this is why, because we've had this conversation a lot, and then I go to carry on this information and conversations that come up later, and I try to explain it, and then I realize I don't understand it. So, in the cartoon series, there's an Asian person whose consciousness gets put into a white body.
No.
Yes.
He says it's a white body.
Oh, and you're saying it is not.
No.
It's a white body.
Okay. All right.
Because even in, and we might disagree, we disagree, but even her body, there's a bad guy who's also in the exact same body as her with blonde hair. And there's scenes with her when she wakes up, she has auburn hair. It's not
They're not
black
the same
hair.
body, by the way.
They even said this is the same body.
It's not.
She says that in the cartoon.
It's a never mind. It's fine.
Well,
I don't have the energy to argue.
I want to so when you have the energy, I want to wrap my head around it.
And maybe this.
Why don't we watch it?
Maybe this is subbing at the dub.
We have to watch both though. We have to watch both in order to see the discrepancies. Because if
well, the movie is not a remake of the anime. They just took a lot of the scenes and remade it perfectly from the anime, but the story is not the same at all. They didn't do the anime as a movie. They made a whole other story, and they just took scenes from the anime and replicated them.
Which I think is bullshit.
Which they do a lot apparently. Which they do a lot apparently.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, they do it in comics all the time.
Yeah.
But like, what I do want to ascertain from it is the capturing the character properly. And I agree with you. In order to do so, I need to see the animated again. I haven't seen it since I was in high school, I feel like. But then, in order to juxtapose it, I have to watch the other one.
Right.
Just, you know what I mean?
I'm down.
Okay, all right. And then I want to have because I want to wrap my head around it because I don't understand it. I clearly don't, because whenever I start talking about it to people like at work or whatever, and then they ask me two questions, I'm like, I shouldn't have brought it up.
Tactical error.
Okay. So then the next thing is
Jose's laughing right now, FYI.
the next thing is What If Though. We got the poster of Peggy Carter.
1 second. When you do the review of the 1/6 goes in the shell, you got to do a comparison with the Black Widow.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's good.
Do a side by side, please.
See if she got Asian eyes.
Okay. What if first look at Peggy Carter's Captain Britain revealed, which is just this.
Yeah, it's cool. Why not? Is that going to be legit?
Yeah, yeah. So that's part of the What If thing that's coming, and that's going to be part of it. So that's going to be something to do, which is fine. I'm okay with that. That doesn't.
So does Steve have sex with her, and somehow his super soldier semen affects her body?
But I mean, What If though? Here's the first look at Peggy Carter as Captain Britain in What If. Is it animated? Is it? Yeah, it's going to be animated, right?
Oh shit! No, I didn't know that.
Cool.
I think I did hear that it was going to be animated.
And I'm a little less interested. It's fine. I'll probably watch it.
Bobby's out.
No. I'll give it a go. But I'll tell you, like, the majority of Marvel television content has not been for me. Shield, Miss Carter, whatever that was.
Did you?
No, I mean, tell me you don't like animations anymore.
Like the Netflix
Generally.
Daredevils or whatever.
Yeah.
What did you think of those?
But I make exceptions for
I
character.
love the Daredevils.
Yeah.
The Daredevils are pretty good. Some of the others weren't so great.
Do tell.
Iron Fist was a little.
I think that's why everybody fell off.
A little rough. I'm on the fence with this Jessica Jones. The first season was pretty good. The second
I
season,
agree.
I'm about like you. I think I've gotten to the third season, and it's not bad. There's just not a hook yet.
There's not a hook.
There's not a hook.
Speaking of which, I heard recently that this during sex is a white thing.
It's definitely not because I'm Asian.
Okay, and you've done it.
Oh yeah,
Okay, all right.
Well, why would anybody do that?
it's
You
fun.
never done this?
No.
Yeah, you gotta,
no.
you gotta get a double hook.
Yeah, you go
As long as
fishing,
it's
bro.
not rusty,
You gotta go
it's-
fishing every
it's
once in a
all
while. You go fishing.
It
See
makes-
what you catch out
Apparently
there.
he was preparing for the Rusty on his way to work the other morning.
Oh God, dude, what a nightmare that was.
It was a nightmare.
But yeah, it was a nightmare. But I'm also like, not for nothing, I was proud of myself for all of it. Like I was like, man, you
didn't get anyone to see
you
it.
handled that elegantly. Like, you had shit in place. You had, so to speak. You had, you know what I mean? Like you were ready for this moment. Now the question is, can I restock?
Speaking of having your shit in place, I don't know why this made me. So a couple of podcasts, alibi real quick. Joe Rogan had Bernie Sanders on. It was
Yeah,
pretty
it
interesting.
was on 1 hour.
He had,
Yeah, it
what's his name? Crenshaw, the guy with the one eye.
I didn't watch that one yet.
He's good. That was good. And there's another one that was really good. Fucking Brett Weinstein. Steen is mean. Stein is fine. Weinstein.
Dude, always works.
Yeah. He has a new podcast called The Portal. It's fucking amazing.
Oh, yeah.
It's
I'll
fucking
watch that one.
amazing. Continue.
All right, Joker drama. So the director, for one, does say that he would, not that he necessarily wants to do a sequel.
This is the one with Joaquin.
Correct. But he said pretty much whatever Joaquin wants to do, he's in. So if he wants to do Joker Part 2, the director is in.
A lot of buzz.
If
a lot of buzz.
If he wants to do Magic Mike 3, the director's in. Like, whatever this guy wants to do, he's in. But
R-rated, right? Confirmed
yes,
R.
yes. One factor that won't be helping the movie's chances among its core audience is remarks made by one of its stars, Mark Maron. During an interview on the Conan O'Brien show, he referred to comic book fans in an admitted humorous way. I have some issues with them, and no, I generally don't like them. I don't want to be
I'm in the same camp.
I don't want to be bullied into seeing those movies. I'm a grown up. I'm not 7, and I think those movies are for grown male nerd childs.
Which movies is those?
Comic book movies,
In general. Mm-hmm. Okay.
which is funny to me. I just like. I mean, obviously it's not good press, I feel like, for your comic book movie that's coming.
Yeah.
But I just think it's funny to be like, no, I don't like that. Just because I've been saying, I gotta
you're that guy?
I have to keep that same energy. I've been saying all this time how I just want to see somebody go on a show to do a promotional run and be like, you know what, I got some issues with what we've done here. You know, I'm tired of people saying like, oh, I'm glad you asked, best one yet. Best one. Oh, the director, cast, the crew, everybody was great and nice. One day they brought donuts to my trailer. The next day it was bagels with a beautiful spread. Like, I'm tired of that shit. Just once, I want to see somebody like, look, had a great time doing this movie, but not for nothing. Fire the entire catering team. The food was fucking trash.
Didn't the
And
guy from Fantastic Four say that?
the
original director?
Probably, as he was naked smearing his own feces on the walls,
That's art.
reading Guns and Ammo.
That's fine. I'm a giant man child.
Yeah,
Always at that.
I mean, I
But
don't.
too,
Like,
like-
but here's the question: like, is it offensive? Maybe, I don't know. But is he wrong?
No,
Is he?
I think so. Just because that sentiment doesn't make sense when you're just talking about film. Like, what makes a comic book film different than any other sci-fi fantasy film?
I think
Or-
there's I think
or
there's
any
a,
other
I think there's an
fiction.
unfair stigma which he's obviously
Because like he's slumping him.
illuminating us to.
Like, what's the difference between Avatar, Terminator 2 versus Captain America?
I agree. I
You know?
agree with
So,
you
like,
there.
that's a dumb
But does he
dumb-
feel that way about that stuff too? You know what I mean?
Well, that's I need to know.
He only
that.
watched Shawshank.
He only.
And fuck you.
and over.
And fuck you with the Shawshank
What about
shit.
it?
That's my favorite movie, man.
and I didn't say it wasn't great.
Yeah, but
It was
you-
just a go-to
I said it
answer.
was safe.
Yeah.
It's a safe answer.
But that's not why it's my favorite.
I didn't
There's some
say-
sauce
I-
on there.
I-
There's
I-
some
I
sauce
did-
on there.
No, dude.
Some sauce.
There was not any sauce.
There was
Wasn't-
sauce.
Wasn't about
Saucy.
you. Wasn't about you. I'll put white dry brushing on that comment next time. It wasn't about you. But
But he specifically says comic book movies.
That and Hook. That and
see,
Hook.
now, had I said Hook, that would have been about you because you're the only person I know that loves that movie the way you do.
I met somebody else.
But I'm sure there's more
starting
than
a
one
fan-
of you.
we're starting a fan club.
Okay, relax. Just go ahead and start your petition for Marvel to buy it. I think that Shawshank is just one of those movies that people say often when they don't know what movie to choose. So they just go to like these super like.
Schindler's List.
So let me give you
Never
some.
heard-
let me
never
give-
heard of that before.
Let me,
Let's move on, though.
Let me give you some other examples of what he said. Braveheart. I think that's another movie that people often go to. Let me give you another one. and it falls right into the same pocket. Saving Private Ryan. It's another movie that people often go to.
Forrest Gump.
I think that's one too. I think there are movies out there that people and they
anything with Tom Hanks, pretty much.
I mean, big. Dragnet is also another one of my clues. People Against Goodness and Normalcy. Pagan.
Turner and Hooch.
Dude, classic. Sad too, bro. Super sad. But I think that there are movies out there that are just safe choices, and not that they don't enjoy those movies or like those movies, but when you ask them what their favorite movies are, they almost panic and don't have anything to say and utter it.
Get them.
5. All right, so you're going to go to an abandoned island, Caleb.
Doesn't have to be a desert. It can be abandoned.
Yeah. And
Australia.
Well, no, I was hoping it wasn't a desert. In my mind, it's never a desert. Sometimes deserted. But never desert.
Sometimes there's
Extra S. There's extra S in there.
So you're going to go there, and you can take 5 films with you. I will allow sequels if you genuinely care about them as much as you care about the original. You can also take...
one could be Star Wars.
Correct, and you can have the whole saga if that's how you feel about it. Back to the Future, whatever. And then you can take the catalog of 5 musicians. What do you take?
Ooh.
Pressure's on.
Do you want some time to think?
No.
Okay. All right. I like that. I like that energy.
5 films.
Yep. Saving Private Ryan, Shawshank Redemption, Braveheart, Gladiator's another one.
Lost Ark.
Okay.
Raiders of the
So
Lost
all
Ark.
the
Do you
Indiana
want
Jones?
them all, or you just want that one?
No, just.
I respect that type of
just the
answer
first
too.
one.
I do.
I would take you could take the first 3, not the fourth one.
You know, it'd still be Raiders. It'd still be Raiders.
Okay.
Raiders of the Lost Ark. The Longest Day. I don't know if you guys know what that is. It's
Let me check.
A fantastic movie. Love that movie.
That's with
Grew
Al
up with
Pacino,
that
right?
movie. Huh?
With Al Pacino?
No, The Longest Day is.
I'm thinking Dog Day
Oh
Afternoon.
my god!
I've seen The Longest Yard.
John
same.
Wayne.
Oh no, I have not.
It's a Western?
No, it's
a war movie.
World War II.
Okay.
D-Day, invasion of D-Day, and
Okay.
everything like that. Love that
Dude,
movie.
John
Always loved
Wayne's
that movie
face
since I was a kid.
Is how I look when I shit my pants. I think.
That's how you look there. Yeah, I could watch that movie just a bazillion times.
Okay.
Let's see. Gosh, Kingpin's got to go there.
The bowling movie.
The bowling movie.
Okay. All right.
That movie
This
cracks me
Woody
up.
Harrelson, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, with the arm Hankoff.
You said it like it was his last name. Arm Hankoff.
Man, that's tough now. I'm kind of drawing a blank on that. I know what some of my more favorite movies are. Gosh, I'm on the spot now, so I'm drawing a blank on the names of a lot of stuff. Let's see.
You're like my favorite movie in the world. I love it. You know the one with that guy from that thing. What about music? Can you jump over to music? Give your brain a rest.
Music, man. I float around so much in music. I don't have particular taste.
But you can take the catalog of any 5. So you could take
So
5 different takes.
All of Prince.
All of Prince.
That's a lot.
It's a lot.
That's a lot. But there is a question as to volume versus like there's a question for that with all of it, really. But
I have to look at my
like
phone.
I wouldn't be mad at somebody for just saying James Bond just because they like them. They like them all equally, and you get a ton of fucking movies.
20 fucking movies.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at that.
Any movie with Dracula in it.
I don't know. So I'm willing to bend the rules a bit because I bend the rule for myself involving Maynard, where I'm like, look, I get to take anything that Maynard's done. I can take Tool, Perfect Circle, Pussifer. I get it all because I love it all equally.
I want it all.
Speaking of which, Tool comes out Friday.
Oh.
Friday. First album in over 10 years. Saturday, my wife and I are getting a couple bottles. We're going into the movie room. We're going to play that record from front to back, and we're going to, in complete darkness, and listen to it like we're watching a movie.
Naked.
No, maybe by the end. I'm super looking forward to it. But
I'm going to call you all night long.
my phone will be in a different room.
Sending text messages.
My phone will be in a different room.
To get back to the
you
music
busy?
side, the music side would kill me because anything I listen to, if I listen too much, I just get sick and tired of it. I'm not a big movie or music person.
Oh, okay.
I listen to stuff just to listen to it. It goes through phases. Having the kids shifted to a bunch of pop and stuff like that.
Taylor
I mean,
Swift.
Katy Perry.
You get that new Taylor
some
Swift
of the
last
things
week?
you'll never get tired of is some Led Zeppelin, some Creedence Clearwater,
Okay.
stuff like that. You
CCR.
can listen to that for forever.
Yeah, that can go on the list.
I mean, the stuff the stuff that I grew up on, yeah, I can definitely listen to just about any punk. If you put some old school punk, I can.
Do you know the punk band Fear from the 80s? I got turned on to them, and I'm not like a huge fan of them. I'm gonna turn this off for just a second. Wait, continue. But yeah, no, I mean, I think that gives me I mean, I think that's enough. I don't need you to rack your brain for it. But those are, I mean, they're all decent choices. The films, I don't know the one about me shitting my pants or the, but I know Raiders. That's an interesting question though. What's your favorite Indiana Jones movie? And I'm not asking what the best is. You know what I mean? Like objectively, just what's your favorite?
I think mine's the Last Crusade.
Okay,
Yeah, same.
I think mine's Temple.
Temple's really good. Solid choice.
But I think it's just because it's the one I watched the most as a kid.
Yeah.
I think
See, Raiders I didn't watch that much of that ending
because of the ending.
Yeah,
I was in the
scared.
same boat.
Yeah.
And Last Crusade I didn't watch until
You're a man.
I was a man.
No,
Until I was paying taxes.
Last Crusade I watched the most.
Yeah. See, I didn't watch Last Crusade. This is interesting to explore this a little bit because I didn't watch Last Crusade because I wasn't as connected to the Indy series because I only watched the one. And then when I was old enough to see Raiders, I was like, this isn't even that, to me at the time, I was like, well, this isn't even as good as Temple of Doom. But I'd seen Temple of Doom 1,000 times. It just meant more to
Which
me.
is a prequel, funny enough.
Right. So yeah, that's weird that I saw
watching
them
the
in
right
order.
order.
Yeah. No, I didn't see them in order. I did not.
You didn't see Temple first?
I did see Temple first.
Yeah, that's the prequel.
I know. And then I saw Raiders.
Yeah.
So far, so good.
Yeah. Oh, Crystal Skull.
Maybe it's that.
Then I saw Crystal Skull, and then I saw The Last
disgusting.
Crusade.
Yeah, maybe it's that first kiss type thing. I know that's why
Maybe.
Raiders is for me, and I also like Return of the Jedi way better than I like
Empire?
the New Hope.
New
the
Hope?
first one.
Yeah.
Because I was so young for the first Star Wars. In fact, the only thing I can remember about my first time seeing the first Star Wars was the bar scene. I fell asleep like 3 times during the movie when I was a kid. My parents made fun of me for it. But
That's an ironic twist.
out.
That's an ironic twist of fate, isn't it?
Return of the Jedi was the first one that I saw where I was old enough to really get into it. And I remember it was a big deal. You know, the movie came out, the line was like around the neighborhood. We went downtown Reno, you know, it was a big deal and everything like that, and watched it. So Return of the Jedi has always been my favorite.
See, and I didn't.
Because First Kiss.
Yeah. No, that makes sense to me. I didn't see. I mean, I talk to people nowadays who like, just recently on Force Sensitive, they're like, yeah, the prequels is my shit. That's what I grew up with. That was my Star Wars. Like, you know, he's like, the original trilogy's all right, and the sequel stuff is all right, but prequels is my shit. You know, it's like, it lends to this conversation I've been having a lot recently with people where like it does seem to be this very generational thing, and you latch on to what comes out in your childhood, and then that's your bread and butter. Everything else is either trash or fine.
I mean, it's like that with music. People always hang on to the music in their teens.
Yeah. But
I do think music's getting less sophisticated, though.
Every
dude, I could have a
generation says
whole,
that.
I could have a whole
Every fucking generation.
That's true. I could have a whole.
It might be true.
I could have a whole conversation about the music industry today because it's just so fascinating right now. It's the most interesting it's ever been because the artists are in the most control they've ever been in. But to get back, I saw Star Wars when I was 4 or 5, and at that point, all 3 of them were available. So like I saw them probably like a year apart. So like I grew up, like, you know what I mean? It was like I talked to this guy recently who he saw 4, 5, and 6 like a week before 1 came out. You know, so like he like there was no gap for him in Star Wars just always been releasing shit nonstop. But it's just such a crazy thing to wrap my head around. You know, where like I remember the dark times, very specifically.
I think I remember like every summer we go rent the VHS, you know, 4, 5, and 6, and I would watch them in one day, like every summer.
See, I had
That Plays by the Giant. That video Plays by the Giant.
I had Empire on VHS, like the proper VHS, but I had Star Wars and Return of the Jedi taped off of HBO from my dad. It was,
Moving lines.
But what's funny is I watched that shit so much off of those tapes, and you know they all had the counters on them.
Yeah.
And Star Wars was at the beginning of the tape, but Return of the Jedi was like after like I want to say it was True Grit, but it wasn't. It was like some other old Western.
Yeah.
So I had to like watch the counter to run that one back. But to me, like, you know, the whole like and then into the you know, like all of that has a rhythm to it, right? But to me, is part of that rhythm.
Yeah. HBO. Do they still have that?
Yeah, but it's like, you know, it's different. It's
Yeah.
modernized and everything else. That shit still goes. All right, so then we have listener questions and
Before Star Wars.
yeah, per usual.
Yeah.
And we got, I think we only have maybe one or two.
Paul C,
All right, so Paul C said, so my niece wants to start reading comics. She's been a fan of the MCU, also a good way to keep the dick away from her, you know what I mean? So she wants to start with it. Sometimes, I know that's a terrible thing to say, but sometimes I think about that, like when my kids are like super into nerdy shit, I'm like, oh, you're never going to fucking get out there. Like, you're always going to be inside. It's fine. Keep you safe.
And then when she's 23, she's still living in the house, she's like, I made a tactical error.
So she wants to start with tights. And,
Get out.
Speaking of which, not speaking of dicks, but it's my dad's birthday was yesterday. 79 years old.
Damn.
Man, it's crazy, right? I called him from work, just because I was working, and
Yeah, that's usually what happens when you go from work.
Yeah, and I was talking. Well, as opposed to why didn't you call him? I just happened to be working. I don't work every day, so I happened to be working that day, and like I made everybody, all the moppers, sing happy birthday to him and everything else. But he was like. He was like I'm an old fart now, and I was like, nah, not really, not till next year. Next year's 80, and then you're just a dead man walking. God. So naturally, she comes to me, and so she wants to start with tights and flight stuff, which I think is the appropriate choice.
Yeah.
You can't have your niece reading fucking The Preacher.
Fucking what is it? Superman Blue or Superman?
Oh, For All Seasons?
For All Seasons.
Yeah, that's a
one to
good
start
one.
with.
As I started to go through my collection, picking some Marvel stuff was pretty easy because she has some background on the characters already from the movies. I actually found I had a bit of an issue in giving her DC books to read. The story arcs that I love enough to buy in hardcover form were all great, but they were great if you knew the background on the characters or if you were at least familiar with the previous arcs. Kingdom Come, Green Lantern Rebirth, Skittlecore, Batman Hush, Infinite Crisis, etc. are all great if you know what's already going on. Batman Year One was a great way to get to know Batman and his relationships, but The Dark Knight Returns wouldn't have nearly the impact on her as it did on me. My question: what DC books and arcs would you recommend for someone with little to no background on the characters? I know you've answered similar questions, but those have usually been, what are your favorite DC arcs? This one is a bit more specific. Joe's already leaving the table.
Yeah.
As I honestly don't know where to start. All-Star Superman should be good, and I'll give her that after she finishes Batman Year One, but after that, I don't really know where to go. I had the perfect, but go ahead.
Go for it.
The Secret Origin stuff.
Yep.
Like, that's the way to go. The Green Lantern Secret Origin, the Superman Secret Origin, like all the Secret Origins, because they start at square one.
And I could say Superman Birthright. Any of the Earth ones.
Or Earth One was going to be my second choice. But some of that stuff is darker, though. Like
it is.
Without knowing your niece's age and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, the Secret Origins, like in particular, the Superman and the Green Lantern ones, I think are the only two I own because they're my favorite. But they start as if you've never picked up a comic book before. And
I think even something like Identity Crisis, because it gives you nobody knows.
There's a rape in that, though.
Oh yeah, it's true.
That's what I was thinking as I was reading this. Is I was like, you know what, Marvel's probably the safer choice because the stories don't deal with as many mature themes as DC deals with. Like people get mad when we say that shit, but it's a fucking fact.
Yeah, it's true. All right, I think we're good with that one.
Yeah,
solid choices.
Yeah,
should last for a couple months.
Was there a Wonder Woman?
Earth One. There's Wonder Woman. Earth.
There is a Wonder Woman Earth One, but I was just wondering if there was a Secret Origins. I don't have it. If there is one,
is that one mine, or did you buy that one too?
I think I bought this one. One of the Batmans is yours.
It might be the Batman Earth 2.
And I tried to give it back to you, and you said no. It's better here.
It is probably better here.
But let me know. I don't.
I'm gonna start bringing all this stuff over here.
I ain't got no hold over no Batman book.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to lend a hero a helping hand. All right, so Esteban kicks in with, hey, NRR, with this weekend's teaser reveal, I started thinking about Bobby's theory that Palpatine will possess someone in Episode 9. If it happens,
a little bit about that.
If it happens, do you say what?
We talked a little bit about that.
If it happens, do you want Ian McDiarmid to voice the possession over Rey or Kylo's lip sync, a combination of the two actors' voices, or just have Adam Driver or Daisy Ridley do their best Palpatine impression?
Ooh.
Also, what about mannerisms? Do you want a slow, calm, and collected Palpatine like in Episode 6, or do you want extremely facial expressions that just have them tearing up the scenery like in Episode 3? So many options. So I would prefer, given these parameters, if it was some kind of blend.
Yeah, like the echo.
Yeah, or like they just laid it over top of each other
Yeah.
and were able, you know what I mean? Like it was like Chewie's roar is like a bear and a seal and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if it was some shit like that where it was like this mixture, like this 50-50 blend.
Or they'd be like, yeah, that would be tight. Even like something where like they say something, you hear his voice say it like a half a second out of it,
Yeah.
like out of sync, and like maybe it syncs up a little bit more and out of sync, you know, depending.
Yeah.
Like,
Like
he hasn't-
it
hasn't
hasn't
caught-
caught. Yeah. I'd be good with that too. I like the idea of the mannerisms though, like especially like if you know, yeah, you kind of hold his hands like a T-Rex. Oh, like dude, I saw that dude fight in real life and got taxed.
I bet.
I'm telling you, he got taxed like January. It was a train wreck. It was sad. Like I like and like so.
It was a Rex, T-Rex.
This guy that we knew in high school and grew up with, he was a cool guy. I like him. I still stay in contact with him. But he had his arms were short, and
He had, I think.
you know what the fucked up thing is? Pockets were deep. So
All right, let's continue this. We need to stop talking bad about people.
I'm not though. I love the guy, but I mean, his arms were so short. Oh my god, he used to walk around
Like this.
Well, he would keep like a roll of papers. Like he would keep like something like like in school he would have like the homework assignment or whatever, and he'd roll it up and like hold it with both hands in front of his chest, like he was just carrying it casually, you know. But it never looked casual. Like who fucking holds their papers like that, or like a notebook, or you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
'cause he didn't want to be like this.
Right. And like, dude, in his fucking like in the wintertime, his sleeves would be all bunched up and shit. But he fought this dude because he was talking shit. Like he earned this ass whipping. But he fought Payne, and Payne wasn't like a tactical fighter, but he was strong. And Payne went to work on him, and I was friends with both. Dot was there, and Dot was more friends with him. And you know, Brutus was there. He was more friends with Payne.
I should have pulled him off of that.
But we never let it become like an obliteration or an evisceration.
It's fucked up, man.
but we never let that happen. But we never let anybody else jump in. We never let, you know what I mean. It was like a fair square up, shoot the fair one on one. And when it was over and it was clear that it was over, that was it. You know what I mean? No fucking brutality. But God bless, man. It was hard to watch. It was hard to watch.
He got in there tight.
And he's a big boy. Everything was
Right.
big on us at them arms.
Did you get friendship after?
No, no more beef. But no, they were never buddies. I don't think you can be buddies with that type of ass whipping. Like that was an ass whipping. That was like where you don't want to come to school the next day, ass whipping. Like, oh fuck, man, I don't know what's worse, that ass whipping or going to school tomorrow. So anyway, yeah. So that's it for questions for this week.
Did you see the Star Wars trailer?
Yep.
Okay.
We're gonna get there.
Right.
We got a couple things to get to ahead of time.
God damn it! I want to talk about this for a while.
So I just got to make sure that we got this one. So shout out to Pool. He said on our Patreon, he said, I love the trailer as well as the Mandalorian. I can't wait for December, and I'm looking forward to their race discussion. So here they come. First and foremost, let's talk about the Mandalorian.
Great.
Looks fucking
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. Got that. It's kind of got that Western feel to it. You know, I'm digging it. The production value is top
$15
notch.
million an episode.
I don't like the look of the ship. He's like it looks like a fucked up Firefly.
So I know something about it.
Okay.
It's a prequel era ship.
Okay.
And it's like I don't know how he's like refurbished it or whatever, but
yeah.
like it kind of looks like it's from that time.
Okay.
Like it doesn't look like X-Wings and shit. It looks
Yeah.
like something. And supposedly there's a carbon freezing chamber on board.
Well, there's a lot of carbon freezing going on.
Yes. And now here's another thing is that apparently like in Galaxy's Edge or whatever, they're like there's carbon freezing like porgs and all this shit.
Oh.
But it's like that's how they ship foods like in meats and stuff. Like and that's why they needed to test it to see if they could survive. A human could survive the process or whatever in
kinda
Empire.
cool.
It's fucking cool.
That porg is a delicacy.
Yeah, it's chewy. I also heard something funny about IG 11.
Oh, okay.
But I'm glad you said that. So apparently, this is a rumor, but apparently in the series, people mistakenly call him IG-88.
He doesn't like it.
And he's like, it's IG-11. I'm IG-11. But it's like, it's just like it's happening in real life where like people are calling him IG.
That's funny.
Yeah. So I like that.
He was like fucking.
Yeah. And like spin, his torso's
Yeah.
free spinning and all that kind of stuff. Because like it is cool to think about that thing being threatening. I feel like it's one of those things where like you see that and then you look at that machine entirely different when you go back and watch.
Do you remember
I love
like,
shit like
RoboCop? Like when he that big scene where he goes into the warehouse and just like. He's like
Yeah.
like it kind of feels like that swag to me, but a little bit faster because he's spinning around.
Yeah.
But he's got that same because that's fucking dope in that.
Because when you just look at him and you don't see him in action, you're like, that's a goofy looking thing. And then it starts fucking things up. It's like, oh no,
it's practical.
It's serious.
I'm digging it.
And I love the idea of like them two rolling together. Like,
Yeah,
them,
we'll see.
like
I'm interested.
and
Capture my attention. And I love the actor who's playing him.
yeah,
So hopefully,
and I mean all the whole cast, the guy from Predator,
Yep.
the guy from Breaking Bad, like he was in Fresh as well, and then it's a great fucking
Apollo
cast.
Creed. It's funny you say he's from Predator instead of Rocky.
Yeah, that's what I watched.
No,
yeah,
I'm not judging you.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
stating,
Yeah.
seeing observation.
yeah, I know. I think it is as well. I love seeing the Death Troopers.
Yeah.
And also apparently
Because this is between 6 and 7, correct?
correct, and apparently he utilizes some of their armor in his own shit. So like after I guess whatever that fight is, some of that Death Trooper armor becomes a part of what he wears. And I think I like the idea of it. Like I just like the premise. I don't like it on Tatooine. Let me put that out there. Not to say that I won't like it when I see it, but I just like I want to get away from. I want
They started on
I want new
Tatooine?
shit. No, but they show scenes on Tatooine like there's sand crawlers, Jawas.
It gets everywhere.
Yeah, that's true. But like I want to see new stuff.
I'm sure.
Which I'm sure we will,
Yeah,
but I'm just saying, like, I like that, but I do like the stick, like the shit from the Boba Fett animated, and I also like they show the fucking that thing riding on that like that little creature riding, and it's from Caravan of Courage, like that's the fucking creature that he's riding on. Like I love shit like that.
That makes it canon.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
No, it doesn't.
Have you seen those masterpieces?
Shut up.
I just recently watched them.
I threw up in my mouth a little bit.
Gosh. And let's see what else I wanted to make sure that we talked about with that. I like the idea of a bounty hunter that can't find work because the galaxy's in such fucking disarray. Like everybody's got bigger problems than settling some personal beef, and the fucking government isn't really officially set up, so there's not really any big person to eliminate. So it's just like this guy out of work trying to find his place in the universe. Like I fuck with that heavy. Like I just like that as a premise. And then the vehicle's name is Ravencrest, and I think that is all the information that I know about this series.
All right.
So one before we get to it,
God damn it.
the poster.
Okay.
That's what we saw first.
Yeah.
Fun fact about the poster: the Emperor
Yeah.
is the Hot Toys.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's funny.
That's hilarious.
I took a picture of that.
it's somebody did it, like took a 1/1 of it.
Oh.
It's
the same one.
The same.
Yeah.
Which makes me think you're not going to see him in Emperor form in this movie.
Oh, yeah. I would guess that as well.
And then, what do you think about the poster?
It's fine.
I'm not crazy about it.
So is that Yavin that they're on?
I don't know.
It's got to be Yavin.
I don't know because Yavin is the fourth moon. It's the fourth moon
No,
of Yavin.
it's the fourth moon of Yavin.
Right.
Yavin is the planet.
Okay, so maybe it might be Yavin. I don't know.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah, because Yavin's got to be pretty big.
And that's another thing is I don't know if we know for sure that that's supposed to be the first Death Star or the second, but I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be the first.
Oh, really? So the second Death Star is much bigger, correct?
Yes. Not Star Killer big. Of
Yeah,
course.
It's dumb.
But the Emperor was on the second one.
True.
Ooh,
That's a good point.
Yeah, it's got to be the second one.
That's a good point. But I get the feeling he's been moving around, like he hasn't been stuck there.
I don't know.
But I don't know because the rumor is that he's in one of the nights. Is how it kind of gets its legs.
So let's talk about the trailer.
Well, I just want to say that I'm not crazy about the poster.
Yeah, it's fine.
Like I don't.
It's fine.
It doesn't feel Star Wars to me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it feels like something else. I don't know what it feels like, but it doesn't feel like Star Wars.
Oh, because you don't have the faces and everything else.
Like
Is that
some
telling the
sort of
story?
collage.
Yeah,
I mean, there is
yeah.
a bit of
Yeah,
one, but
yeah.
it doesn't have to, like even the Last Jedi, like the first one where it was her holding the sword up and it had
Yeah.
the faces split
Flip,
on both.
yep.
Felt like Star Wars
Yeah,
to me.
no, I'll give you that.
Okay.
I'll give you that. So I want to say this before we get into it.
All right.
Out.
All right.
I started watching that little trailer-esque thing, and again, man.
Which let's just say This is not a trailer.
Trailer-esque.
Yeah,
Trailer-esque.
but for the listeners,
Yes,
let's
yes,
get
yes.
that out of the way. This is not
It's
that.
but it has new scenes, and there's a voiceover from multiple movies, but it starts off with that fucking nostalgia, man. You know, they're capitalized, they're making you feel a certain way, and I'll tell you, after I was done watching, I was in the shower, and just broke out into random John Williams, but. So it looks interesting. I don't dislike it, but I am watching that trailer. I'm scared. I'm like, God damn it, JJ, because that was some JJ shit. Like, why do we need to see elements of fucking all the other movies in this?
Okay, so
why can't we just see the new stuff?
So let's start there.
Okay.
So I think that this was just the D23 reel, and it was just during the Star Wars presentation. And it's obviously the kick is the 9 stuff, but I think that this. People are not saying that you feel this way, but people keep saying like, man, like what kind of trailer is that? I'm like, well, it's not a trailer, and I don't think it was the right move to put it out. I think we should have got a trailer, but
agree.
they put out the Mandalorian trailer, and they're so scared to step on. Like that's one thing I will take to the fucking grave, dude. Is DC dropping that Wonder Woman and Justice League trailer back to back did nothing to hurt that franchise.
I concur.
They
did it to themselves.
In spite of that, what people think, I think it did more for that franchise. It was just the follow through of it, like. People were pumped, and they had 2 trailers to watch back to back. That being said, what pisses me off about this footage is they went 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3.
Yep.
It pisses me off.
Yep.
Because that's not what they're trying to do with this footage is say like this is the end of this saga, and look at this 30 years.
I caught that too.
It should be in fucking order.
Because the reason they did that way is fucking nostalgia.
Yeah, well,
we're gonna tie you into whatever nostalgia bracket you fit into here.
Right.
Right.
Well, it's going to be nostalgic either way.
Yeah.
But they're so. That's my biggest criticism of the Disney Star Wars is they're so afraid to let 4, 5, 6 go. They're fucking terrified of it, and I think they should just move, like push back. Like you already had your plate of food, push yourself back from the table. So with that out of the way, we'll get into the footage.
Well, Joe, what do you think? What was your initial response?
Of the trailer-esque.
Trailer-esque is the term.
I mean, everyone's talking about the Rey lightsaber thing.
All right, well, let's
get into that.
But as just generally, what did you think about
Initial
the layout
response.
of it?
How did it make you feel,
The
Joe?
palette, the formula of
It's
it.
fine. Like I didn't feel any differently after watching it.
Okay. Caleb?
Like it didn't make me more excited or less excited. It was just like okay,
It was like,
there's something to look at.
Time to dub.
I loved it. I loved it. I loved the build up to it and how it carried through all of the episodes to bring you up. It did. It feels like it's that bookend to the series, and it made me more excited than some of the other Star Wars that have released lately. I mean, I'm interested in watching them. I was excited. I was excited for.
Do you think that 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3 was the right choice?
I don't think so, personally.
Yeah.
Okay,
'cause
talk
of my
about it.
age. Like I said, it's
See, that's what they're
It's
counting on.
yeah. If you
Well, it's all nostalgia.
1, 2, 3 is nostalgia.
I hear you, but like
There's 25-year-olds getting ready to watch this movie. That episode 1 is their nostalgia.
I hear you, but like not every sequel to everything is nostalgia. I'm saying that they're playing the nostalgia card.
they are.
Yeah.
They're playing the nostalgia card.
But what does that have to do with the order of it?
Right.
That's the nostalgia. That's
yeah,
the way. That's the way you lived it through your life. So you're going back and like
Maybe.
yeah.
It's not. It's the way that you lived it, but it's not the way that this guy lived
But
it.
they're not counting on. They're not.
No,
counting on
I
those
think they
people.
are.
Well,
I think,
I mean,
but
It's not all 50-year-olds watching it.
right.
But
I think
even it's the way they lived it through their life as well, because it just start in the middle of the trailer-esque and move forward.
I
But
think
no,
it's
that's
a
not the
little-
way. Well, you mean no? But they started at the beginning.
I know. They're doing it. No matter what age you are, it's nostalgia for you.
Yeah, but it was going to be that regardless. You can make the argument that any Star Wars trailer that has the Force theme in it is nostalgia.
But they didn't have. I mean, they just played. And to your point, they're trying to show it at D23, but they could just played a new trailer.
Yeah,
You know what I
they
mean?
could have.
Yeah.
But I mean, even that would be nostalgia. Even that is using nostalgia.
Not necessarily.
Sure,
It'd
I mean,
be new
with
stuff.
showing Leia and I mean, like that's all nostalgia. Like I don't think you can separate nostalgia from this. I guess I don't think you can take nostalgia out of 7, 8, 9. And I think it's possible
maybe to its detriment.
Maybe, but I don't think you can. Period. Like, regardless of what way it went, I don't think you can remove that ingredient.
If we see a Matrix 4 trailer, it might not be nostalgic at all. You know what I mean?
I think it will be.
Maybe
because just seeing him with the sunglasses on is nostalgic.
Maybe, but I'm saying that they make that choice. You know,
I don't think. I think that actually, I don't know. I might say that I think that any big sequel, especially with a huge time lapse, is always going to have nostalgia playing on it. Nostalgia
is about how it makes you feel about a certain time in your life. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm talking about. It's not necessarily how it's making you feel about the story. Like when I'm watching Endgame or Infinity War, I'm not feeling nostalgic about those stories or those characters. You know,
I don't know if I agree with that.
Okay, I mean that's the way I'm using it. They're trying to capitalize on emotional response to where you are when you were a little like remember when the grass was greener and politicians didn't, you know, like that's what I mean by nostalgia.
No, but I don't think but what I'm saying is that so you're saying I think it's a minor detail, but I think if they, let's say they showed the trailer for Knights of the Old Republic, mm-hmm. and they show the Star Wars font and they show the binary sunset theme, that's still going to have nostalgia tied into it.
That's nostalgic elements, but they can show you can go watch a Knights of the Old Republic thing and just be cool at Star Wars, and you're not really connected to it based except lightsabers. It's something new,
right?
It's not tying into how you felt in year 5.
I don't know. I'm saying that maybe it's impossible not to have nostalgia tied into Star Wars. I'm just raising that as an idea.
What were you saying?
I think there's a better term for it than nostalgia for what they were after. Okay. Would be legacy. Because nostalgia, he's right. Nostalgia is that emotional response, and everybody's going to have it. Oh, do you remember listening to 80s music when you grew up in the 80s? It's nostalgic, you know.
Or 90s like music in the 90s.
Or 90s in the 90s. Legacy. I think what they were doing with that trailer was tying in all the different generations that have been involved with Star Wars. From, like, for me, you know, that first kiss, episode 4 was the first Star Wars. You talk to my son, episode 1 is the first Star Wars.
Right.
You know, and he's like, what are you talking about? He doesn't like the last ones as much because the quality, we didn't have the quality back then for movies that the newer,
right?
What we call the newer episode 1, episode 2,
right,
episode 3
right.
have. But what they did with that trailer was showing the legacy of it, showing how many generations have been involved, and it's a closure for all those generations, all the way up to this day, to where
that's fair.
Brand new kids
that
didn't grow up with any of these. They're like, oh yeah, my older sister liked the Star Wars saga.
Mm-hmm.
I'm more into.
Or my mom, or my dad.
I'm more into Adventure Time. You know what I mean?
Right.
Those kids
so is Joe.
get to see. You know, they get to see that there's a link between all those. So I think legacy. Mm-hmm. That's what I really picture when I look at that trailer. Was it draws.
Mm-hmm. And I'll be the first to admit I'm a little leery of JJ rehashing the stuff from the first number from 7. You know what I mean? Like even watching the trailer. Now I guess we get into the meat.
Let's start with the first scene is them from Uncharted looking at the it looks like a celebration or a party going on, which is fine. The Falcon's there. I did like that little explosion puff.
Yeah.
It looked like a fun festive time.
Wasn't quite a fireworks, more of like a dust.
Yeah. I'm into it. I don't remember them all in order. There was the one that the
Kylo in the snow letting the lightsaber hit the ground. They turned it on.
It's good.
That was fucking tight.
I love that character so far.
We'll see.
There was the bit with 3PO.
Yeah.
The red eyes.
I'm into that.
Why?
Because I want to know why.
Cliche.
Because I want to know, for one,
he was like that the whole time.
So my questions,
Jedi scum.
So my
they
questions,
changed light bulbs in his eyeballs.
The questions for me that instantly come to mind is when they made sure that, like, it takes me to, I'm getting chills thinking about the EU Tales comics, where Vader, the rebels have been taken on Bespin, and Vader is walking around.
Oh, it picks up 3PO.
And he picks up 3PO's head, and he gets it to Chewbacca.
Mm-hmm.
And I always thought that scene was cool, like, you know. And so part of me is like, is there something like, because there's that murder droid 000 or whatever from the comics, and he has the red eyes as well. Is there in that time between 3PO's parts being scattered into a billion pieces on Bespin and then him getting back into Chewbacca's hands, was there any tampering that went on during that time? Is one question it raises for me. The other question that raises to me is,
he's been sitting dormant for 30 years.
Is if maybe there is something like it's the mind wipe, like a glitch in the mind wipe, and all of a sudden he remembers everything. And that to me is potentially cool. You know?
Yeah, I don't know.
But that to me,
I think it's going to be a joke.
It may be.
Yeah.
It may be. We're just speculating, right? But like, that was one of the more like of this little footage. It was the more exciting thing for me to walk
shot
away
beautifully.
from. You know,
It's shot beautifully.
the whole thing seems to be shot beautifully. Very kind of classic. You know, there's the red laser tearing up the ground, which ties into what we've heard about this Death Star fleet, which we also see a Death Star fleet, and it does look like an original trilogy Death Star fleet, which ties into what we've heard about this Death Star fleet that was lost in the outer reaches or whatever.
In a storm.
Yep.
So what do they do sitting there for 20 years? Like just
Well, we don't know if they were sitting there because there's also a storm where Kylo is. Like when Kylo grabs the blade, there's lightning behind him as well. So that might all be in the same place and time. There's the ships coming to the forefront.
Yep. Coming out of light space.
Yeah, and people have been saying that one ship is the Falcon. It doesn't look like the Falcon to me. It
does look like that. Yeah, I thought it was a Falcon. It might not be. It doesn't matter. Well,
I got a screenshot of it, just handy. But there's A wings, B wings, Y wings, X wings, the Tantive 4, and then there's this other ship that like maybe like silhouettes are funny, right? It could be whatever you know what I mean. Like, oh, I didn't see it from that angle, but like as I zoomed in on it, I was like, man, this doesn't look like the Falcon to me. It looks Falcon-esque, but not like the Falcon.
I mean, not like there's not other ships that look like the Falcon in the universe.
It's disc shape. It's got a lot of accoutrements onto it.
Yeah.
Let's say armored up the Falcon, which would be horrible.
But it
change the
it,
shape of it.
It looks like this front piece here. We have another piece jutting out there, unless it's been damaged somehow, which is also.
Or they brought back the escape pod.
Don't
like that.
Me neither. And then there's the. Is there any other big scene?
The lightsaber.
I mean, obviously. Them fighting on the
barge.
The barge, or whatever. I think it's a piece of the Death Star.
Yeah.
I've heard somebody say, I can't confirm or deny it. I haven't gone through the work to look at the pictures or whatever, but I've heard somebody say it's the tower that Obi-Wan is on. Like,
no, it's definitely on top because you can see a gunnery from the trench on the left.
Yeah, but I don't know if that's the same piece because it's like just broken up pieces laying.
Maybe.
And that looks cool. That looks, and then we've also heard about this like weightless fight between the two of them. So maybe they both go in to drink.
Maybe.
Because there was a weightless fight that people were like, is it going to be in space? Is it going to be underwater?
Yeah. That'd be cool to see what a lightsaber does underwater. Yeah. Makes it foamy.
And then the Swiss Army knife. You seen that?
Yeah.
It's pretty funny. It reminds me of the Kylo
She
jokes.
unhooks it, and like there's like 15 different things that go in it.
It reminds me of the remember the Kylo ones? They were great. It's like a tree. One was like a tree.
So,
I think that's just a vision.
Yeah, I mean, that's the obvious answer.
I think if it was legit, they wouldn't show it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they wouldn't show any fucking thing else, but they would show that.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a vision. I think it's going to be a scene. Mm-hmm. I think that that's not Rey, though. I think that's a clone.
Yeah. I think that's a possibility.
Yeah, that's not her blade.
No.
Some shit she just picked up. She got to use.
So, and then like spoiler alert, if you don't want to hear it, you can turn off.
I don't like that blade, by the way. Like I don't like the
97
the gimmick.
Oh, that they just right next to each other.
It just turns into Darth Maul one at the end.
Yeah, well, where she got that.
Now?
Like that, the robes and everything. Like this did come out, like the black robes and everything, and the blade itself. She ended up picking up at a Darth Maul. Huh? I got to give Tyler Ellis props on that. He sent me those.
So I wonder if we've heard rumors about like Palpatine invading other people's bodies into one of the Rens or whatever. But what if all the Rens are female? What if they're all clones of Rey? and Rey's just a clone.
It would have been if well then maybe, but I always got the impression, and it's all impression, but that the handful of students that he took with him were the Knights of Ren. That would have been like him and a lot of Reys. I want to see that footage, like the flashback, and Luke's like, "Oh, you fucking look the same."
Yeah, but then Luke would have known that it was her, so that shoots my theory out. If that's the case,
No, I just think it's it's funny to think about. Like, man, are you guys septuplets or what the fuck? We were talking on Force Sensitive, which was pretty funny. Chris brought up another. He's like, you know what I always think about? What was Darth Maul doing behind those doors? Just waiting. Beep. Just waiting, beep, beep, beep. Waiting for
maybe it's the elevator.
Well, no, because it's into another corridor. So Justin L hit me up and he was like, "Dude, I know what he was doing. He had his hood on and it was like,
nice.
But yeah, I my gut tells me it's a vision. And like, because we get to kind of see what every main character does if they go dark, so it kind of fits in the formula for me. Like, so, but I don't know. I don't know how it's gonna play out per se. You know, it is almost in this.
If you look at that picture with her, the light is kind of hitting her face. It does give this Palpatine type lightness to her face.
No Sith eyes.
No.
Which I thought was interesting. Yeah. I did talk to Shoulders. I did talk to Shoulders briefly about it, and he had a theory that fucked my head up.
What's that?
I was so fucked up by it. I had to call people, and a lot of people weren't available. I had to end up calling people who didn't even give a shit about Star Wars just to talk about it because I didn't know what to do with the information, and I couldn't hold it in. I needed to get it out, and I ended up talking to Jisk, and he was like, "Dude, am I on speakerphone?" And I was like, "Yeah," because Laura was there, and he's like, "Great. Look, you know what's beautiful about all this? I don't give a shit, and Laura's going to be up with you all night." So that's what I find great about all this. Dude, Shoulder said to me, because in Rebels, they play with time travel. What if
Smee
what if Palpatine impregnates her and sends her back in time?
She's Smee? Mm-hmm. We've talked about the Smee thing before, I think.
Yeah, I think we've talked about it, but I don't know if we talked about it under that context. And
like Fox impregnates her?
No, because we do have the Marvel comics that say that Palpatine was the one that created Anakin. You know, and then like all that shit, like he can help you, he was meant to help you, and all that shit. Like I would be lying if and the JJ and them keep saying over and over again,
he loves some time travel.
We're tying this together. We're tying it all together. We keep saying it and keep saying it, and I'm like, I can't get it out of my head now.
What if Kylo's the father and he's his own great grandfather?
Well, so I talked about that. So initially, I talked about that as well when I got it, and I was like, "Oh fuck!" And then I was like, "Then it gets to Games of Thrones, you know what I mean?" But I was saying to I can't remember where I was having it, but like she has a British accent.
Yeah.
You know, she kind of looks like Rey.
I know she definitely looks like Rey.
Yeah.
We've said that for years.
Yeah, we have.
But the one thing in that lightsaber scene that I read is Vader's breathing is overlaid with her, and that makes me believe even more that she's a reincarnation of Anakin. Even more.
I can't.
I know you don't want it.
No, I certainly don't want it. I certainly don't want it. But yeah, I think that would be.
And that Anakin's just a long line of chosen ones that pops up like the Avatar.
So I've been talking to a buddy of mine about it, and Andy, who's a mega Star Wars fan, helping me with Force Friday stuff. And
what do you think about the new footage stuff?
The new footage stuff?
Yeah.
Oh,
Caleb got me scared of that mic, man. He must have had a bad situation.
I'm not used to it at all. Like, gosh, you know, we've had so much discussions on this. There's a couple of Star Wars nuts that I work with, and we've just been going on and on and on and on and on and on.
That's the beauty of it.
I think they're just everything they gave out is just to draw people in and just keep these discussions going. I'm along the lines of you. I think that's that dream face, her with everything like that. I don't see them having her turn as the final of it. You know, I think there is going to be that twist at the end. You're going to get that.
I'll go out and say I don't think they have the balls to do it. I think she's too much of a marketing thing now. Where I don't think they have the minerals.
Woman was the bad guy.
Not that. It's just that how are we going to sell these T-shirts now to all these people with fucking when Jaina saw it and said what no and started crying.
It might be a temporary thing because she's being possessed, and then Kylo takes it. You know what I mean? And she frees her or something like that too.
Continue.
And I mean, there's so much speculation on who her parents are and et cetera, et cetera. They have said they're going to tie that together. And I love the trailer for that because it's got everybody speculating on so many things. When you saw the red lightsaber, everybody was just like, oh.
Who do you think her parents are?
Who do I think her parents are?
What's your opinion?
Oh, man. I hate that idea that she's Han Solo's illegitimate daughter with
the girl from
with the
Dragon Queen.
Yeah.
I
hate that idea, man. That's the most likely. I hate to say it. That's the most likely.
What's up, man?
I thought I misread it.
The way you shit your pants again.
I was about to.
I mean, from everything that you've seen, and just the way the story development has been, and how they've developed the stories with all the other characters going into this one, that seems to be the most likely. Which is going to be. I don't know, but then you've got the Rise of Skywalker as the theme, so I hope it's not the time travel theory. I've heard a lot of that. There's a lot of people speculating on that, and it's so dumb. I hate to say that, but it's such a
I agree.
It feels like a cop out. Like you can make anything happen. The alternate universes right now for stinking Marvel has got me so disinterested in Marvel now.
Me too.
It's really at time travel. We'll do the same thing. It'll open up all these what ifs, and now you've got all these multiple universes, all these multiple time streams, stuff like that. I think it will muddy the waters, the storyline waters. I want the storyline to be pure and solid at the end.
Let me piggyback off of that because I was talking to my buddy Andy about it, and he's a mega Star Wars fan too, and we were talking about cloning, reincarnation, time travel, like all of the super
sci-fi themes, tropes.
And he was like, and he made
squeeze in tropes.
I like it. He was like, he made a good point. He was like, I don't see them going that way because these movies are so general audience focused. And I was like, that is a good point.
And another thing, they wouldn't do two time travel movies in the same year.
That as well. Yeah. But I was thinking about that, and like I do.
What's hot right now? Time travel. We're doing it all, taking out a whole new door.
And that would have been like they would have been going on simultaneously. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like I personally don't think they're going to do anything super
unless they
left
weren't
of
talking.
center.
And JJ was like, at the premiere of Endgame, fuck.
Like we
got a problem.
We're reshooting the whole.
We got a problem,
dude. Or what if they were both writing in the same studio? And JJ was doing one of these.
Side eye.
It needs to be.
Best side note: best cheating on a test I've ever done in my life was in college, and I was taking a genetics class for a science credit. I had a hat that I was wearing, and I had a note card inside the hat. And every now and then I would act super stressed out, and I would take the hat off and be like, that's the best. It's the slickest shit I've ever done. Cheating wise.
You still failed it.
No. I did great. But yeah, I think it's going to be safer than I might even want. I don't think they're going to do anything too dangerous. I think they want it clean, for whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
Now, spoiler alert for you though on that. To answer who Palpatine ends up possessing, it's C-3PO. That's why his eyes are red.
Dude, so obvious.
And the hands are kind of like this.
Dude, not a bad idea.
I would love to hear their voices blended. No, I would not. That's where I would want C-3PO to be doing the impression.
I don't care who he if it's a possession thing. I'll be super disappointed if he doesn't do a corkscrew move. That's all I care about. If it is possession,
what if he's just a Force ghost?
Maybe, but
We haven't seen.
I don't like that as much.
I know, but like
only because I like the
There's
idea
no dark
of
side Force Ghost, right?
but that's the thing.
But we don't know
We
that.
don't know that. But what I like there being some sort of differentiation as to what happens in death with Jedi versus Sith. I like there being
remember,
some.
like Obi-Wan was not Obi-Wan. Qui-Gon was the first Force ghost that Yoda's aware of.
Correct. What do we? How many Force ghosts do we think we're going to see in this thing? Let me ask. Do we think we're going to see Luke?
Yeah.
100%. 100%. Do we think we're going to see Obi-Wan?
Oh yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I'm going to say
You
100%.
might hear him. I don't think we'll see him.
Only reason why is because they've obviously been doing business together recently. That's the only thing that's leading me down that path now.
That makes me think that they're not doing it to just finalize that deal. If the deal came out before this, then I'd be like, oh,
How long has that deal been in the works?
Yeah, no.
That's my thing.
I don't know.
Yoda?
No, we got him last time.
I'm going to say 50-50 on Yoda.
He's not in her life, or either of their lives.
Hayden.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's all you kind of confirmed, isn't it?
Mm-mm.
Wasn't he working out or something? Trying to get that 50 pounds of muscle?
50 pounds of muscle. Dude, it's
You
neither
don't
nor
think
there.
you'll see Yoda in it? I think they do it not because he's not in her life, but because he's part of the story arc.
So let me say, I
think
will.
What about a Force Ghost fight?
Yeah, between Yoda and Emperor.
Like, we
redo.
rehash this? We will.
Dude, not for nothing. Watching episode 3 the other night, you know what's fucking hard? Not if anything to say about it. I have.
Oh, classic line.
Yeah. It's funny. I was talking to that guy that grew up with the prequels as like his, and he says something we know we all explain our bullshit with all of these movies, Star Wars, Marvel, DC, whatever, to justify it to ourselves because we can see it from so many angles because we love it so much, right? But he was talking about Hayden Christensen's performance, and he's like, I love it. And I was like, well, tell me why. And he was like, dude, see that character. Go back and watch those movies and see that character growing up in this dogmatic practice of having to conceal all emotion, and then he finally gets to let loose at the end. See it through those eyes. And and not that I 100% buy into that or anything, but I like the fact that
he's looking for the
this
justified.
new generation explaining it. That gets my fucking dick hard. Would you like to say anything before we get out of here?
That's your website, Facebook page.
No.
Where you want to get? They're a year backed
That
up.
sounds like
They're a year
marketing
backed up
and
right now.
work.
So
You know what I always say when people ask, do you want to plug something? Where can people find you is what they usually say.
Yeah.
I say in your girl's DMs. Shout out to the rest of the cool table, Shattercast, Uncut, Beer and Bolters,
30K,
30K,
40K.
40K, 401K. Enter the Realm, Plastic Fanatics, Stasis Lock, Toy Detox, Building Up to It, Fresh Communications, Verbally Challenged and Breaking the Mold. Fingers crossed for Unicron. Shout out to the rest of the
Force sensitive.
of the Nerd Rage team, which is Raul on Instagram, and we have Marilyn Phil who's helping us with our notes and tweeting.
Did you turn Black Phillip's glass around?
Yeah, turn him around. He's in timeout. Of course, Dante, the Destroyer, and Mr. Pinkerton, if you're nasty, you couldn't be here today, as well as Manny in the background, and Gort, who helps me with the Force Sensitive, so on and so forth.
And with that said, thank you guys, and great tits.
Flappy labius.
Swollen eardrums.
Tight dick player.